Po6 Baseball is on the air and live from Medford, Oregon, as the Sixers compete in the American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. It is a double elimination tournament as the Sixers compete for a chance to go to the American Legion World Series. Po6 Baseball on 1480 K-Rays being brought to you by our fine sports sponsors. Now we send it out live to Medford, Oregon and Harry and David Stadium for baseball action featuring the Po6 Sixers competing in the American Legion Northwest Regional Tournament. Before game time, let's check in with our pregame show with yours truly and Nick Proetti right here, right now on 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
And we welcome you from Medford, Oregon. Larry Proetti along with Nick Proetti. And again, it is so nice to be back in the broadcast booth with my son. And again, I really appreciate him taking some time off out of Big Spring, Texas to come up here and watch a little baseball with me.
Out of West Texas to come all the way out of here to the Northwest. Yeah, it's been 3+ years. The last time at least had a chance to at least call Po6 was, I do believe, at least early April in 2023 against the Laramie Rangers. And again, that was the infamous year, as we all know. And again, we'll get into some history of this regional tournament. But for Cheyenne Po6, that was the infamous season. Hey, they won the whole thing. They got to be Northwest champs and move on to the American Legion World Series. So, again, hopefully this team with at least some new faces, again, for myself as well, too. Again, new, at least head coach, at least for myself, not so much for, again, followers of Cheyenne Po6 over the past couple of years. But again, it's a lot of new faces that find themselves here in Medford and looking for that chance to head back out to Shelby. And again, an opportunity to at least win that American Legion World Series.
5 straight wins they had in Gillette to qualify for the Northwest Regional. It's nice to be back in Medford. Last time I was in Medford was the early 80s, to be real honest, when I was coaching American Legion in Chico. We used to come up here. We'd go to Klamath Falls. We'd go to Medford. And the old stadium we actually played at is now since gone, and they built this Harry and David stadium here about 5 years ago, and it's a grass field, turf field, where it's 400 to straightaway center. Down the lines, it's 325. You got about 330 to the mid-range power alley, and then I would call like San Francisco Oracle Park. You got triples alley at 407. So you got some you got some real estate to tend with out here at Harry and David Stadium, and also too where we're so used to being over in Cheyenne, a lot of foul territory. You know, I always say it's like the Oakland Coliseum, and you and I have been there before. Yeah. There's not a lot of real estate here, especially on a foul ball, and it really shortens up as you get down the right field line.
Yeah, as I say, out in the outfield, it's going to be a little tough with the bullpens kind of jettisoning out right by the foul line. But, again, certainly on the infield, there's certainly a lot of opportunities to at least shag some foul balls here at Harrington David Field. Again, home of your Medford Rogues. Again, at least here, as you mentioned, again, all natural, at least grass here at this field. Again, you see some patches of some kind of dry spots, and that's kind of the key thing as well too. It's dry up here, it's warm. That's why we're playing some of these games a little, at least back to back, just for the fact of, again, with the conditions. Again, want to get into what we got right now with the temperature wise. We're looking at 89 degrees. Feels like 89. Winds right now looking out of the northwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour as we look at straight away with the American flag. Again, haze conditions as well too, and that's kind of the big thing for yours truly out in West Texas. Not to brag or anything, and again, that's not the purpose of this. Again, it's been a kind of wet summer for us out here in the northwest, so again, wildfires aplenty against smoke and haze as you see around surrounding us here in Medford. That's kind of the unfortunate situation right now, as conditions still dry, and again, smoke and haze playing a little bit of a factor here today, at least as we're trying to get these games underway here early.
Well, and it's not supposed to actually peak into the 100s until about 3-4 o'clock this afternoon. afternoon. Matter of fact, it should top out around 104 degrees. But like I told you, this kind of reminded me when I was living in Chico. There's a little bit of moisture in the air, but you can feel the heat. You know, with the post six Sixers, they're battle tested. You know, they went down to Lubbock. They were in Rapid City. Most recently in Gillette, where temperatures were hot as well. So for the Sixers, I don't think heat is going to be a major factor. And, you know, talking with Brad Barker and the crew today, staying hydrated. That's the key. That's always the key in any type of situation when it's a hot day. They are taking on Hawaii out of Honolulu. And again, you know, temperate temperatures all the time in Hawaii. You know, 80s. Very rarely do you see it getting into the 90s.
The big thing for this Hawaii team is just the travel. Not saying that for Cheyenne. Again, we're looking at 1,100 miles from there to here in Medford. But again, you're looking at almost double that from the islands to Medford. At least if you would assume that's how they traveled, at least direct here to Medford, if not up to Portland on down. But either way, it's still a long journey for this team. So that's kind of the big factor. We're not sure when this team arrived here, but you'd figure they'd had a few days to acclimate to get used to the Pacific time zone, and also to kind of get used to being back on, at least being within the states. So that's going to be the big factor here today. Is again, you have two teams that had to travel quite far for this regional tournament. The other thing as well too for this Hawaii team, this is the first time that they're competing in the Northwest Regional Tournament. They replace a Colorado team that's been kind of the consistent part of this regional tournament for years. They replace Colorado. So again, Hawaii, who is used to seeing teams from California, from Arizona, part of that Western Regional, they're now the new faces here of the Northwest.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned too about acclimating themselves to the Pacific time zone, because I remember you were very, very young, and your mom and I went over to Waikiki Beach in Honolulu. And what I did, even though I slept on the plane back, that jet lag hit me the next day. So again, what is it, about a 3-4 hour time difference from it's 4 hours from the Mountain Time Zone. But again, you know, 3 hour difference here Pacific time. We'll see if the jet lag does sneak in a little bit on this Hawaii team. Hey, do want to thank all our fine sponsors here for today's broadcast. And throughout this tournament, Affordable Computer Repair, the Breadbasket Bakery, Key of Cheyenne. Do want to mention Cheyenne Frontier Days, talking to my good friends. 131st will be here before you know it. July 23rd through August 1st of 2027, Capital Lumber Company, Rock on Wheels, Laramie County Community College, Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, North Star Pharmacy Infusion. I want to thank Scott and his lovely bride for jumping on board. Halliday Subaru, Wyoming Department of Transportation, Cheyenne Depot Museum, 2 doors down, Burns Insurance Agency, Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, Jason Gilbert, your Allstate Insurance Agent, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, Platte Valley Bank, The Coin Shop, Gill Windows and Shutters, Advanced Comfort Solutions, First Tier Bank, Shine Auto Repair and Service, the Brake Stop at 1622 East Lincoln Way, YO Print LLC, Cheyenne Pack and Chip, Pepsi, our scoreboard sponsor. Also, we welcome on board Quick Draw Optical, Charles Schwab, and my good friend Sam Runyon over on Del Range, FMBO, Wyoming Downs, along with the Derby Club and Derby Club 307. Hilltop Bank, also part of our broadcast. Had a chance to sit down with head coach, the Skip. We will talk with Brad Barker after we take a 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout, you are listening to and you are watching Post 6 Baseball live from Medford, Oregon, right here on 1480 K-Ray.
At Gill Windows and Shutters, every custom window and shutter we sell is designed and manufactured right here in Cheyenne to give you a better product at a better price. Our team takes pride in delivering the highest quality craftsmanship and providing professional installation and customer service. We're proud to be a local family-owned business and part of the Cheyenne community. Stop by our showroom to see the difference or call for a free quote. Gill Windows and Shutters, we shatter the competition.
Cheyenne Pack and Ship on Pershing Boulevard is here for you today because people in Cheyenne are tired of paying too much and receiving too little customer service for their money. They offer mailing and shipping services from DHL, FedEx, UPS, and USPS. Anything you need shipped to any part of the U.S. and the world can be done at Cheyenne Pack and Ship. Their packing services are top-notch, and they have many years of experience. Remember, they also offer mailbox services to assist corporate clients who need a Wyoming address for Wyoming residency. Cheyenne Pack and Ship. Call them today and check out all their services at 307-632-9600.
We could make it happen right here and right now at Kia of Cheyenne. I'm AJ Miller, and we have a great stock of the new 26 Kia Sportage and 26 Kia Sportage Hybrid. Both come with exceptional standard and available features for an outstanding value. Choose available X-Line and X-Pro trim options with exclusive blacked-out trim and badges. Drive one today at Kia of Cheyenne. Call 775-0123 or go to KiaofCheyenne.com. We'll make it easy.
At Fat Boys Tire and Auto, our business is about more than just selling tires and fixing cars. We believe in faith, family, and community. The Fat Boys family has been serving Wyoming and Nebraska for over 50 years, and 3 generations later, our values have never changed. When you need tires or auto repairs, find the Fat Boys, and we'll treat you like family. Fat Boys Tire and Auto in Cheyenne, Laramie, Scottsbluff, and Wheatland. Get price quotes and schedule service at fatboystires.com.
Oh, we were hoping to have Brad Barker join us here. So hang on just a second. We'll try it again. Brad Barker, take 2. I don't know. Sometimes we've had that problem throughout the course of the year. Let's see if we can get the skip on here. Well, you know, Nick, this is what happens when Dad. You know what? There we go. Well, it says new recording. He says he's here. There it is. There's the problem.
Themselves the entire tournament, and ultimately got the job done. So I'm real proud of what they did and how they approached the whole situation. And let's hope we can do the same thing here.
Highlight of the tournament, obviously, was Pearson's no-no, but again, all the little intangibles, small ball, defense, timely hitting, it just all came together at the right time.
Yeah, if there's any time to peak, it's during that tournament, and hope to ride that out. But we did a lot of good things during the tournament. We were able to execute our game plan as close to possible each time, and that's an important part of who we are and our identity. If we can execute the things that we're good at, we're trouble for other teams.
Such an emotional run. Then you get about 7-8 days off. Of course, you did a little practicing in between, but was the time off needed by the squad?
It's good and bad. It is nice to rest the bodies a little bit, but with that said, we're in such a routine throughout the season. Those couple extra days were, we'll see how they play out. But as a coach, you like the routine. You like to get back on a Tuesday and start playing right away. And with those, we had a couple extra days that we're used to over the past couple months. So it's probably good for the bodies. It's bad for the coach's mental.
What about temps? We know temps here are going to be 100 plus, but that's later on in the afternoon. You get a morning game today, technically a morning game. Looking at this tournament, again, you've been to Lubbock, you've been down to Pueblo, you've been to places that have just been downright hot. Gillette was hot, and then you had a little bit of thunderstorm activity. Are they in that baseball type of shape now?
I think so. The past 3 weeks have just been obnoxiously hot, and Texas was the most mild, and that's which is the crazy thing of it all. But we went up to Rapid, and then Gillette was 100-degree temperatures, and it's important that one of the things as coaches, we got to make sure that they're staying hydrated and keeping themselves cool as much as they possibly can. But hopefully we're seasoned enough to feel comfortable in these type of temperatures.
You and Gary been through this type of tournament as a player, for you and Gary as a coach, assistant coach with Ty, and then of course taking them a couple of years back to this Northwest Regional. Let's talk about the Northwest Regional. You got some solid ball clubs here. I think right out of the box, you get the top dog besides yourself.
Yeah, this is a tournament that we are, there's no day off. There's no light game. We have to stay focused on every pitch. You got Hawaii in here. You got the reigning national champions in this. You got teams that are just solid baseball teams. They know how to baseball. It's not just to go out there and bang it. They know how to play the game appropriately, and so we're going to have to be on our best game day in and day out.
You look at that Hawaii roster, and I know a lot of those colleges that some of these kids are going to, JCs, even four-year schools, but also too they got a lot of super seniors and veterans.
Yeah, that's a critical component of a lot of these tournaments, and when you go to the national tournament, you see a lot of the same thing, where you see a lot of super seniors, a lot of guys who have been through the gauntlet of high school and then also been through the gauntlet of college seasons, especially those JUCO guys. They know a little bit different grind than some of the four-year schools. But with that said, at the end of the day, we're playing baseball, and it's something that we reiterate to these guys. We can be an elite level baseball team that just happens to be from Wyoming, and they need to understand that and play with the swagger that they built up over the years.
Who gets the pill, and you put your arm around his shoulder and say, just give me some strikes.
We're going to go with our super senior, and that's Braden Pearson today. And he's a guy who's been on that national team, the World Series team. He's also been through a couple of these regionals as well. So with him, let's go out there and do your thing.
Final thought, ask the Skip. All right, you now have joined an elite group, coach of a state champion, and you've been a state champion. Now you've also been to the regional as a player, now as a hopefully maybe a regional winning coach. Talk about the emotions. I know you probably haven't had time to sit back and really absorb it all, but tell us a little bit how you feel with all these accomplishments.
It's special, especially with this group of guys. That's first and foremost. That's something I reflected on a great deal after that state tournament. I've been with a lot of these guys for multiple years at this point, so it was neat to see them go out and accomplish a lot of things we've talked about, even when they were on the Hawks and so forth. With that said, it just, after I get done reflecting back on that, it does turn back into stress at that point. I've had a lot of people contact me over the days, and really old coaches, from my junior league days, reach out to me, and it's a neat moment. And all those guys, have some sort of affiliation with this, and I attribute a lot of my success to those guys, because without them I'm not here. I'm not appreciating this game as without them and teaching me how to appreciate the game. So it was cool, but with that said, it's still just back to the stress of a coach.
Win or lose, Coach, we're glad to be up here with you, and all the best.
We appreciate you guys very much. Thank you.
Brad Barker joining us on our pregame show. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, starting lineups when we come back right here. You are listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
From your head to your toes, we're here to keep you moving. With consultation, treatment, and rehabilitation all in one location, it's easier than ever to get the level of care you deserve. Cheyenne Regional. We inspire great health.
Sometimes you're anticipating it. Sometimes it's unexpected. Occasionally it's something small. But most of the time, it's a pretty big deal. It's your best day ever. And Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union is proud of the part we play in making each of them happen. Whether opening your first savings account or moving into your dream home, Meridian Trust is there for all your best days.
The Brake Stop in Casper and Cheyenne is your locally owned brake specialist for over 20 years. ASE certified. We always offer 100% free brake inspection, free tire rotations, and now offering a free alignment check. So for the best brakes, best service, and always the best price, stop at the Brake Stop. See our website and social media for exclusive deals.
This is your journey. But whatever direction you take, whatever path you find, wherever your journey leads, everything you need to get there is right here. Find your path and your community at LCCC.
Happens, Nick. Plug came unplugged, and at least we had Coach Barker join us here to skip for the post-6 Sixers. I want to mention earlier the one game that is played thus far in the books, the Twin City Washington State champs. They won over Kenai, Alaska, 13-3, meaning that Twin City will play tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the winners bracket, and Kenai will now move into the losers out contest, and that will be at 9:30 tomorrow morning. So again, we have one game in the book, and we've got 3 more to go, including our game. Let's get to the starting lineups real quick before we get a chance to take another break. And again, you are listening to 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. Larry Proetti, Nick Proetti, joining here live from Harry and David Field and Stadium here in Medford. For the visiting Honolulu Team Central, and we're going to try to get all these names right. Leading things off will be Cameron Pongas. He is the center fielder. He will be joined in the lineup by Aaron Raposa at shortstop. It will be Caleb Wada at third base. Keely Kane at first base. It will be Masao. Oh boy, I tell you, Minimani at in right field. Tay Markson will be in left field batting sixth. The DH will be Trison. Again, we're going to have fun with all these names here. Kemolia. Keno Adams will be batting eighth. He will be behind the dish, and Ethan Higashi Oniya is at second base. Logan Sanchez will be your starting pitcher. For the Sixers, they'll come out this way with Quentin King. He'll be leading things off, and he will be at shortstop. Mason Maggard in left field. Braden Camarad will be behind the dish, hitting third. Caden Tafoya will be at first base. Zach Hall will be in right field. He'll bat fifth. Dimitri Cotton will be the DH. Kyler Hoff will be at third base. Colin Corselius at second base. And batting ninth, Broden Robbins will patrol center field. Braden Pearson will be on the hill for the Sixers. Sixers and Hawaii Central coming up here. Honolulu Central coming up here in just a little bit. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout. You are listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
The players return to the field. Up to bat are the Warriors. First up, number 7. There's the pitch. It's a hit. Good for a single. Next, number 18. He swings. Line drive to center field. 15 steps up. Another hit. Bases loaded now as number 40 approaches the plate. It's headed for the fence. Grand slam. The Warriors win the game. Make it home safe. Buckle up. Every passenger, every trip, every time.
I wish I was a little bit smaller, a mini Shaq baller. I wouldn't have to yell when I talk to a toddler. I wish I had more legroom on a plane or a train. Life is tough when you're taller. Yeah, I shop it big and tall, but when it comes to my Pepsi, I like to keep it nice and small. A soft drink for your pocket, so light and refreshing, one sip, don't knock it.
So the next time you're at the checkout line, grab some Pepsi Minis, but get your own, because these are all mine.
Ready to level up? Show your team pride every time you pay with the new lineup of FNBO Visa Debit Fan Cards. Free with any FNBO checking account. Unlike any card you've seen, with unique design, raised detail, and premium finish. Pay in style, everywhere you go. The new collection, only from FNBO. Visit fnbo.com/debit to get yours.
Here's a phone number to keep handy in today's high-technology world. 307-256-8971. It's the number for affordable computer repair. Whether it's a virus, hard drive, motherboard, keyboard problem, or just to update your computer with the latest versions, Lanny at Affordable Computer Repair has the expertise to address and fix these problems and more for your desktop, laptop, or tablet. Call locally owned and operated Affordable Computer Repair for your home or business computers today at 256-8971.
And we welcome you back to Harry and David Stadium in Medford, Oregon. Larry Proati, Nick Proati, we're here. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, best of luck to the Sixers in hopefully another run to the American Legion World Series, which is next week already in Shelby, North Carolina.
And again, it's a organization that has had the pleasure of doing it, again, all the way back to 2023. So they've been there, they've done it. But again, a lot of changes since then. And again, for this Hawaii team, again, the change is that they are now a part of this Northwest Regional. They've been a part of the West for the longest time. So again, they're a fresh face. Colorado, again, I do believe they went to the at least kind of central tournament. So again, a lot of changes for these regional tournaments to make their way to at least Shelby, North Carolina next week, a part of the American Legion World Series. As we mentioned earlier with Hawaii, you went through the starting lineups, and again, something you discussed with me earlier this morning. It's a super senior squad, laden squad of Hawaii. So again, a lot of folks that are already playing in college throughout, whether it's on the islands or again here in the contingent U.S. Some folks as close as Colorado Springs playing at University of Colorado Springs. So again, this is a veteran outfit for Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with some of these schools. Hartnell out of Salinas, California, College of the Siskiyous, and again, some are going to the University of Hawaii Hilo. Going to the University of Hawaii themselves. And Hawaii used to be a part of this tournament many years ago, and then again with all the shifting, like you mentioned, with Colorado coming up. So it's nice to have Hawaii back here. But I'll tell you what, this team is loaded. Sixers will be on the defense right away with Pearson and Camerad, your battery. Again, Hoff around the infield will be at third base. Over at short will be Quentin King, Crecelius over at second base, and at first will be Caden Tafoya around left to right. Maggard in left. In center field will be Broden Robbins. Zach Hall will patrol right field. We will talk about the unis here in just a second. Leading things off will be Cameron Pangasi, as he will lead things off, batting from the left side, and he is plunked. Boy, he was plunked.
Back of the thigh, it looks like, and he's...
No, it looked like it was more down around the foot area because he is hobbling around. I want to say around that Achilles tendon area where he got plunked. First pitch. Ouch.
It's already a tough start out of the box here for Cheyenne Post 6 as here to begin. Top of the first, Hawaii's going to have base runner on board. Because again, right now with him, he is still... trying to shake that off.
And you know, when he gets on, and again, I don't want to make light of it, but he's a little guy. You know, he's going to probably be on the fly.
He's a speedster, but again, with
they may be done.
He's trying to walk it off over on the Hawaii side right now.
That was a fastball that just came right down right around that ankle Achilles area.
That's something you do not want to see right now.
You know, Pearson, who's in the high 80s with his velo, that was just a good old-fashioned fastball that got away from Pearson. And now with Braden, you have to shake that off. That's the first thing you got to do. I guess if you had butterflies, you got rid of those butterflies right away. So little stoppage in play. I think Pangasi wants to stay in. And I think he convinced Orlando Gante that he is going to stay in. He's going to hobble his way up to first base. Do want to mention too Brad Barker and his staff, Gary Harley, who's been through these wars before, Markham King, and nice to see Sonny Bosa from the Hawks coming up and joining the staff here on this trip again here in Medford, Oregon, where today they're calling for about 103 degrees for an afternoon high. So. Pongassi will go over to first base, talks with Caden Tafoya, and then he steps off for a little bit.
For post six again.
And he's running right now.
Yeah, for Pearson again, situation just to shake off, and hopefully it's just butterflies. This post six team, again, did not make it to the Northwest Regional last season. Again, they were, at least prior in 2024. So for this Sixer squad, again, this is a chance for them to get back into this tournament after missing out last season.
Another lefty will be Aaron Raposa, as he will step in. Definitely want to keep an eye on Pongassi over at first base. Pearson will work out of the stretch, stares in for the sign, kicks, fires, and that is outside, and it is 1-0. So Pearson with a couple of pitches and has not yet found the strike zone. Want to know the count as we're just underway. Welcome on board. 1-1 pitch. That is going to be lined in right field for a base hit. And quickly on it is Hall, fires it in. So Honolulu with 2 aboard, nobody on. No outs, I should say. And that will bring up Caleb Wada. Wada is the third baseman. He will hit from the right side. Sixers will bring Tafoya up.
Not sure if we mentioned the unis out there, but again, for Hawaii, kind of that Army camo green. Again, that calligraphy on their numerals as well, too. Like a kind of Hawaiian style, the best to describe it.
Yeah. Pearson taking his time out of the stretch and then turns around and chases Pongassi back to the bag.
Our folks in the blue today for this game, do want to mention again, behind home plate is A.J. Herbold. First base, Pat Zink, and then over at third, or at least on the left side, is Cole Pryor, are your umps for today.
3-umpire system in this first round. Squaring around a bunt and pulling it back, but taking a strike is Wada, and it's 1-1. So the Sixers on the wheel play where Tafoya charges and Crecelius goes and covers first. Hoff has shortened up over at third base. 0-1 count, and Tafoya inside, and this time not offering to bunt and pulling it back again. Check swing. 1-1 is Wada. Keely Kane on deck for Hawaii. Team Central. No outs. Runners at first and second. 1-1 count to Wada, and the pitch on the way. Swing! And a miss. Count now, ball and 2 strikes.
Chance here for Pearson to get back his composure. Again, count 1-2 with nobody out. Top of the first.
He throws that high fastball. That is very hard to catch up with. Pearson stares in from the signs from Camerad. Obviously, secondary signs with the runner at second base. Ball and 2 strikes. Out of the stretch of the pitch. Curveball. Just missed.
Got to hear the audible groans from the post-six faithful asking where that missed. It was close.
Yeah, nice to see a lot of parents making it up. Appreciate that. Staying where we're staying at here. Count even to 2-2. Nobody down. 2 on. Here in the top of the first inning. Pearson checks, fires, fouled off to the right side, into the netting, and we'll do it all over.
A little battle between these two, between Pearson and Wada.
Count remains even. Again, no breeze to speak of at all, as Old Glory is just hanging limp right now in left center. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch fouled again to the right side, just above the Sixer dugout, hitting the netting. I really like how they got the netting going all the way down.
Very similar
down
to
the lines,
again, kind of MLB at least set up.
Absolutely gorgeous stadium. People here absolutely wonderful to us, too. Got to thank you to all of that, Nate and the crew here putting this on. 2-2 count with nobody out. Pearson fires, and again, wearing them out.
Do believe for this battle, pitch number 8 upcoming between these two.
Gary Harley picks up the foul ball. Count remains 2-2. We're scoreless if you're just joining us again. YouTube side, 1480KRA, 1480KRA.com. Pearson checks back the runner, 2-2 pitch, and that stays up high, floats outside, and count now full, 3-2.
Good eye there by Wada. That was outside.
That was one you can tell came off the fingers wrong, and Pearson knew it too when he threw it. Full count. We'll see if the runners will be running. You got Pongassi over at second, Raposa over at first. Raposa with a single. Pongassi was hit by a pitch. Quick pickoff to second base, and back in time is Pongassi.
Right here for Post 6. This has got to have an early make or break moment here for at least the Sixers. That's Hawaii threatening, with nobody out.
Need something on the ground, a 6-4-3, 5-4-3 around the horn. 3-2 pitch. Fouled again, out of play, off to the right.
As I do believe here between these two, we're now in the double digits of this battle again. I do believe that was pitch number 10.
I think 10 is coming right now.
I do believe so.
But still.
But either way, a phenomenal battle between these two.
Full count again. Nobody out. Pearson comes set at the belt. 3-2 pitch. Guess what? Fouled to the netting.
And for Wada, his timing just a little off.
Pearson needs about 2 more miles on the velo.
Again, he's challenging him. It's Wada. Right now, you got to wonder for Pearson, will he try to go alone outside here?
Go off speed. 3 balls, 2 strikes again. Pearson goes over to first base, try to catch Raposa sleeping. They don't, but they'll get Pongassi over at third as he tried to take off on the throw. Nice strike by Tafoya. So you'll score that 1-3-5 on a racing Pongassi.
You got a close play there at first, but heads up play over at first base to see the runner advancing. Just like that, one away, and runner only at first now for Hawaii.
Big out. We'll see now if Raposa will be on the get-go. 3-2 pitch. Again, outside, ball 4, and Wada will win that battle.
As I mentioned earlier, Pearson again did go for low and outside. Wada held up. And just like that, one away with runners at second and first here for Hawaii. Still threatening here early in the top of the first. What is a potentially 7-inning contest, part of the Northwest Regional Tournament.
Kaeli Kane is at the plate. He looks like a guy who can hit a few home runs. He bats from the right side. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss.
He was trying to at least strike that ball all the way to Portland. He does look like the power hitter for this Hawaii team.
0-1 count. Runners at first and second again for Hawaii. For Honolulu, Team Central. Pearson looks back at second, checks back again, fires, curveball. That one just misses on the outside. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Masao Miyanami on deck for Team Central. Count evens at a ball and strike. Curveball, that is lined right over to King. Flips it over to Crecelius. Bad throw from Crecelius as Tafoya cannot dig it out. And again, this is not the carpet. They're playing on natural surface here. So if Crecelius could not complete it, it'll be a fielder's choice, which will put Kane over at first.
Even with the bad throw, again, Kane a little slow down the base path. Again, Post 6 had an opportunity at that. But 2 away, runners at the corners.
And Minami who will bat from the left side. Runners on the corners. Pitch on the way. That is down low for a ball, and it's 1-0. Don't think that Kane is much of a runner.
I don't believe he's got the green light here, but be interested to see what Hawaii does.
1-0 count. Pearson laboring through our first inning. Ball and a strike, but the good news, hasn't given up the run yet.
Pitch count so far for Pearson stands around 19 early on in this ball game.
Count even, 1-1, 2 on, 2 down. Pearson comes set, stares in, fires just outside, and it's 2-1.
Give all the respect to this Hawaii squad. They are very patient at the plate.
And again, a very veteran ball club. 2-1 pitch. That sails up high. And the count now 3 balls and a strike.
See if Pearson just does something right down. Got a Main Street here to get back into this count.
He's going to have to attack Broadway right now. 3-1 pitch. Inside corner. No. That'll be ball 4.
Grazed kind of black of the plate, and just like that, another walk, and bases are loaded for Hawaii with 2 away.
And that'll bring up Tay Markson. Markson, the DH.
Unfortunate thing here for the Sixers, an early scare here in this ball game of day 1 of the Northwest Regional Tournament.
Markson, who just graduated this year, is going to be headed off to Colorado Springs.
But not at the Air Force Academy.
Not the Air Force, yeah. This one is going to be lined into right field for a base hit. 1 run will score, and they're going to hold up Kane. Second hit of the inning, and an RBI single for Markson. Going to the right side. And Hawaii busts through quickly, 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. Kane over to third. And Minami over at... Minami, that is over at second. Markson at first. Bags juiced with Team Central. Inside for a ball, 1-0.
A little high inside on that pitch. Pearson finds himself behind the count, 1-0.
Trayson Kimiloa, swing and a miss.
Got him with the off speed, got it low and away. Beautiful pitch there by Pearson, get back into it.
1-1 count. Little breeze picking up now, blowing in from left center. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled off to the right side, and the count now runs 1-2.
As we mentioned, with all the wildfires going on here in the Northwest, and air quality, a slight issue. Again, looking at right now reports of 82, at least for the AQI report, but thankfully not enough, at least high enough that we can't play baseball today.
1-2 pitch. Swing! Had a miss, and he struck him out. Ran that one inside for the K. But for Hawaii, the Honolulu Team Central champs, they come up with 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 3 runners left. We move to the bottom of the first inning. It's Team Central 1, Sixers coming to bat. We're back after a 90-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
Hi, this is Larry Proady from the Morning Pro Shop. I'm so honored to talk about great friends that I've come to know over the years, like David Brockman. Since 1982, his family has owned and operated the Coin Shop in historic downtown Cheyenne, which has been your stop for gold, silver, and other precious metals. David continues the family tradition of buying and selling gold and silver, and he always has his eye to the precious metals market to give you a fair and honest price for what you've accumulated through the years. Plus, he has a great selection of gold and silver from around the U.S. and the world to enhance your collection. So why wait on those corporate others when you can do your one-stop shop locally today at the Coin Shop, 510 West Lincoln Way. Open Tuesday through Friday, or call 778-7196. Rock on Wheels is Wyoming's premier bicycle shop. The service department offers quality and experience with a 48-hour turnaround guarantee based on parts and availability. They even offer tune-ups for your current bike, along with powder coating and sandblasting. So swing by the shop and take advantage of the awesome prices for great bikes like Trek and many other name brands. Rock on Wheels even offers bike rentals for the avid rider. They're proud to be locally owned and operated. You'll find Rock on Wheels at 900 East Lincoln Way. Call 637-0020 to start pedaling your way to a whole bunch of fun.
Welcome you back to Medford, Oregon. Sorry that we confused our engineer. Quentin King is a quick strikeout on 3 straight pitches. I should have said a minute and 30 instead of 90 seconds. I think that's what confused her. So King strikes out Logan Sanchez. He's a Portsider, and he is, I think, going to be a sophomore next year at the University of Hawaii Hilo. He will face Mason Maggard, who will come up to the dish and look at ball 1. So 1-0.
Do you want to mention again, this is day 1 of the Northwest Regionals happening here in Medford, Oregon. This is game 2 of 4 happening today. Mention game 3 and 4 after this.
Camarade on deck, and Maggard will look at a fastball strike count. Evens at 1-1.
Game 3 will feature Lewiston, Idaho. They'll be taking on, as Brad Barker mentioned, the defending national champs, Portland, Oregon.
1-1 count, swing, and a miss.
And then game 4 today, we'll see Missoula, Montana. They will take on the host team of Medford, Oregon. So that rounds out your 4 games, again, of this double elimination format tournament.
Ball and 2 strikes, and Maggard gets a piece of it, lofts one down the line, and foul. Just getting a piece of it was Maggard, and a long run for the left fielder, Markson.
Count moves to 1-2 with 1 away here, bottom of the first. Again, as post 6 will be your designated home team in this ball game.
Pongassi out in center field, and Minami over in right field. We'll get things situated here in just a second on the infield side. Ball and 2 strikes to Maggard, and the 1-2 pitch down low. And the count evens at 2-2.
Good eye there by Maggard, holding off on that one.
Your catcher is Adams. Sanchez on the bump right now. 2-2 count, and the pitch on the way. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, as it hits the turf. And Adams fires over to Kane at first. So back-to-back strikeouts for Logan Sanchez.
Question is for post 6 right now is, again, only trailing by 1 here early in this ball game, again, against a very senior-laden ball club. Got to imagine, as we mentioned as well, too, or at least talked about this, Hawaii team's got a lot of pitching. Got to figure that post 6 got to be aggressive here with bats.
Camarade will look at one at the knees outside, and it's 1-0.
Got to see if they can elevate that pitch count here early and see if they can get to that Hawaii bullpen.
Well, they got to get the butterflies out of their stomach first and foremost. 1-0 pitch swing and a miss by Camarade. Count evens at 1-1. And one thing that you're going to see from Logan Sanchez, he's going to be right around the plate. Again, with that college experience, 1-1 pitch. This one is bounded over to Kane, underhands it over to Sanchez, covering 1-3 on your scorecard, and that will wrap up the first inning. Nothing across the board for the Sixers after one. It is Team Central of Honolulu leading 1-0. We'll be back after a 60-second timeout. A 60-second timeout. You are listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
You know there's more to your car or truck than just putting gasoline into the tank all the time. Hi, this is Larry Perlity from the Morning Pro Shop, reminding you for your minor repair work, which can include oil changes, shocks, brakes, having the heating air conditioning unit checked, and a variety of other things that could possibly pop up. Don't dismiss those signs that your vehicle needs proper attention today. I encourage you to visit John and his professional crew at Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. You can have your service work done elsewhere by those corporate places, but with Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, you are getting a TechNet professional, which means that John is one of the best in his profession nationwide. Go to technetprofessional.com to understand what I'm talking about. Make sure you have it done right, whatever the problem is, so you can get back on the road with the confidence that the work on your vehicle was done by Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. They know how to attack and fix those problems without it breaking you and your wallet. Cars has been around for over 30 years. Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, 604 West Lincoln Way, open Monday through Friday, or call and set up an appointment at 632-0498.
Pro Shop and Son, radio broadcasting, huh? One day?
Yeah, potentially. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds right now?
You're just waiting for me to die. That's
right now,
all.
You're the one that said that.
I'm just kidding. Boy,
I'm enjoying the heat and the sun out in West Texas, out there in beautiful Big Spring, Texas.
Keno Adams will lead things off, the catcher. Inning number 2 for Pearson. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss.
Beautiful high heat there by Pearson, who right now with that pitch finds himself at 28 pitches so far thrown early in this ballgame.
Sixers down 1-0 as we've headed to the second inning. If you're just joining us, that one right down Main Street, and the count is 0-2.
I feel like Pearson's kind of settled in a bit right now with those, at least past 2 pitches right now. He feels, again, you talk about butterflies, that it feels like they're gone right now.
0-2 count. And the pitch on the way. Fouled back, just getting a piece of it. You know, it's like the Sixers have had some tournaments this season, where that first game they come out a little sluggish. I think Reese Monaco said it best. It's almost like they still were on the bus, and they need to get off the bus and start, swinging the sticks right away. 0-2 pitch, curveball, just missed. Took something off of that and could not get that outside corner call.
A little high and outside. Count moves to 1-2.
Nobody down. Adams leading things off. He'll be followed. And we'll get that here in just a second. Curveball this time.
Ooh, there it is.
3 call. There we go.
Kind of a delay call by the home plate umpire. But either way, we'll take another strikeout. Make that number 2 so far for Pearson today.
Higashinoa. So Ethan Higashinoa. Again, I apologize to our friends from the islands that are listening. Got these real quick from the coach, and I'm reading my own hieroglyphics. Fouled back to the screen, and it is 0-1.
Well, at least you got pronunciations where we've had coaches where they go, I don't know who that is. Again, a couple of years ago, we had a travel ball club that came to Cheyenne and said, I don't know who half of my team is.
0-1 count. Pitch on the way. Inside, trying to hit that corner, and it'll be a ball, 1-1. So we left yesterday, about 4:30 in the morning, got here at 9 o'clock Pacific time?
Yeah.
What a drive.
About an 18-and-a-half-hour journey.
This one is going to be lined in the left field. That will drop in front of Hall for a base hit. So, 1-out single by Higashinoa, and that will bring up Pongassi. Pongassi never really had a chance in his first at bat. He got plunked by the first pitch, and now, if you notice, he's got the guard on.
He's got the guard, yep. One away, runner at first here for Hawaii. Hawaii who leads this ball game, 1-0.
That one on the inside corner for a strike, and it is 0-1.
Again, the big thing right now for Pearson in post 6 and Coach Brad Barker is keeping an eye on the pitch count for Braden Pearson.
One down in the inning. That one also on the corner. And it'll now run to 0-2. 0-2 count. Pongassi has yet to wave the bat. Pearson stares in for the sign. Quick throw over to first base. Almost caught Higashinoa leaning. And he'll get back under the tag.
Braden's had 2 good moves over to first.
University of Utah product having a chance to show his wares. 0-2 pitch. Again, trying to paint that inside corner. Did not get the call. More low than anything. Ball and 2 strikes. Raposa on deck for Team Central. Again, loaded with a lot of veteran talent. A lot of super seniors. 9 of them to be exact. Quick throw over to first base. Back in time. Higashinoa.
Mentioned University of Utah again. Congrats. Again, remind me of Coulter McNally, correct?
Yes.
Being selected by, I do believe, the Padres?
Twins.
Twins, yes, the Twins. That's
1-2 pitch again. Trying to go inside. That one sailed a little too in.
So another post 6-6er, at least being a part of the MLB ranks. In the other one, Brandon Nimmo down in Texas with the Rangers.
I would hope he would go back. I think his stock will go a little higher by playing another year of college ball. That one sails outside. Fastball 3-2. So nice job by Pongassi to run the count full. Very patient at the plate. That's what a leadoff hitter does. Tries to set the table. Full count. And the pitch. Fouled off to the left side and out of play. And running on the 3-2 count was Higashinoa.
As we're seeing this Hawaii team aggressive on the base paths.
Cameron's got a cannon for an arm, so... And we'll see if Braden will be up to the task. 3-2 pitch on the way. And down low, ball 4. So Pongassi, who ran the count full, again, fouled one off and eventually is walked. Still laboring a little bit on that right leg. That'll bring up Raposa. Raposa with a base hit and scored the game's only run.
With that walk for Braden, that makes number 3 on the game today for him.
Runners at first and second with 1 down. Started out with a strikeout of Keno Adams. Hall playing deep right field, but everybody else is up close. Sails inside fastball. Pearson 1-0.
Raposa had a kind of Olay out of that one. That was close to being another hit by pitch.
I would think you'd want to bring Hall up a little bit until you get burned. 1-0 count. Now they move Hall up, and the pitch on the way. Inside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Sounded like the coaching staff's ears kind of burning after you made that comment.
No, it's just like, I think, they're respecting the lefties quite a bit. And again, they know more about Hawaii than I do. Count evens at 1-1, 2 on with 1 down. Back to second base, and this one will float into center field as it gets underneath the glove of Quentin King. So
if that throw was on target, that would have been out number 2 right there. He got caught, but fortunately that ball rolls all the way to center field, and with the 1 away, runners on the corners now for Hawaii.
Throw and error will be assessed to Pearson. Runners on the corners. Count even at 1-1. Pitch on the way. That one nearly plunked Raposa. Count now 2-1.
Yeah, Raposa 1 for 1 so far today. Got the hit at top of the first.
Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second base, and they've got Pongassi tied up again. Second time he's been thrown out. They did not send Higashinoa home. So something went awry on that steal.
Either way, for post 6, you'll take it with out number 2 right there. On a base running kind of error by Hawaii.
Deuce is wild with only 1 runner on now. And the 2-2 pitch. This one is fouled off to the left side, out of play. And we'll do it all over again.
Key moment here upcoming for post 6 and get out of this with no damage done by Hawaii.
2-2 count. Raposa batted from the left side. Guess what? He'll foul another one off. Pearson, after a while, and being a former pitcher, it kind of wears on you a little bit. It's like, man, he's hitting my good stuff. What do I give this guy?
Well, you got to imagine if he's fouling off that he's going to try to maybe speed up, and if you're Pearson, maybe slow things down.
2-2 pitch. That one kicks into the dirt, gets away from Camerad, and on the wild pitch, it will be 2-0 in favor of Team Central. That one just too low in the dirt, and there was no way that Camerad was going to come away with that one. So the count runs full. Run in.
Moves that lead for Hawaii up to 2-0 here, top of the second.
The way we saw Logan Sanchez throw that first inning. This one is bounded foul and just past the first base coach's box. Count runs still remains full.
Well, right now for post 6, again, bases are empty with 2 away.
Wada on deck. 3-2 pitch. Swing! Had a miss, and he struck him out. So a pair of strikeouts. However, Hawaii will bust through for another run here in the inning as they come up with 1 run on no hits and, 1 hit and no runners left. So we completed 1.5. It is Team Central 2, Sixers 0. 4-5-6 coming up when we come back after this 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
Spring is a great time to refresh and reset. Why not do that with your home loan? I'm Shauna Brennan, your Platte Valley Bank mortgage lender, and we have flexible home loan options to fit your needs. Whether you're taking cash out for a home project or lowering your monthly payment, a refinance can help you reach your financial goals. Reach out to me today and let's refinance and refresh. Visit us now at pvbank.com to get started. Platte Valley Bank, you belong here.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, NMLS number 1365264, equal housing lender.
At Gill Windows and Shutters, every custom window and shutter we sell is designed and manufactured right here in Cheyenne to give you a better product at a better price. Our team takes pride in delivering the highest quality craftsmanship and providing professional installation and customer service. We're proud to be a local family-owned business and part of the Cheyenne community. Stop by our showroom to see the difference or call for a free quote. Gill Windows and Shutters, we shatter the competition.
Tafoya leading things off here in the bottom of the second inning. Looks at ball 1 from Logan Sanchez. Tafoya bats from the left side. Sanchez, the southpaw, fires a strike, and it's 1-1. Of course,
Sanchez very quickly again. Pitch count early on at 14 with 2 strikeouts already early on in this ball game.
Ball and a strike to Tafoya, and the pitch on the way. That one sails outside, and it is 2-1. Tafoya off to, and I still laugh every time I said Ottawa University, which, of course, is in Arizona. Ottawa University in Arizona.
I think there's also to an Ottawa and Illinois.
3-1. That one also outside. So Tafoya digs in, pops one right back over the box. High chopper and quick throw to first in time.
That was a close play there, but excellently executed there by Hawaii.
Raposa to Kane for the 6-3 putout and 1 down.
Line score very quickly early on as we're in the bottom of the second. Hawaii finds himself at 2 runs with 3 hits, no errors. For post 6, no runs off of no hits and 1 error so far. Hopefully we'll change that here in the bottom of the second.
Right fielder Zach Hall bats from the right side and looks at ball 1 down low. Now, you look at that chopper that Tafoya hit. That had been on the all-weather turf. That might have been a high chopper and chance for him to get on. Hall squares the bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike, and it's 1-1.
Well, it's kind of that ultimate question for, again, when we were doing our sports talk, we'd always ask the athletes, same with the coaches, of what they preferred. A lot of them, again, enjoyed that all-weather turf.
1-1 count. Hall lifts one foul off to the right side out of play.
And again, they liked it just for, again, the predictable kind of bounces compared to, again, grass where, especially of a drier field, you just don't know which way that's going to go.
Yeah, a lot of dry spots in the outfield, and that's too bad because this is an absolutely beautiful stadium. Ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Took something off of it, and way out in front of it was Hall. And 2 down.
Make that strikeout number 3 for Logan Sanchez.
Dimitri Cotton, who will be headed out to the College of Marin. South High graduate this year. Nice to have representation from all 3 of our high schools on Post 6 this season. Cotton doing the DHing. And we'll look at ball 1 down low. Sanchez didn't like the throw. He tried to get a curveball that just bit down low. 1-0 count. Hoff on deck. 1-0 pitch. This one bounded up the middle and gobbled up by the shortstop. Raposa fires over to first, and I'll tell you what, he covers a lot of real estate.
Beautiful play.
Sixers go down in order, nothing across the board. We've completed 2. Team Central leads 2-0 over Post 6. Back after the 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
Cheyenne Pack and Ship on Pershing Boulevard is here for you today because people in Cheyenne are tired of paying too much and receiving too little customer service for their money. They offer mailing and shipping services from DHL, FedEx, UPS, and USPS. Anything you need shipped to any part of the U.S. and the world can be done at Cheyenne Pack and Ship. Their packing services are top-notch, and they have many years of experience. Remember, they also offer mailbox services to assist corporate clients who need a Wyoming address for Wyoming residency. Cheyenne Pack and Ship. Call them today and check out all their services at 307-632-9600.
Built for the unstoppable, the new and very capable 26 Kia Sorento and 26 Kia Sorento Hybrid are here at Kia of Cheyenne. I'm AJ Miller, and we also have a stock of X-Line and X-Pro trims with 281 horsepower and all-wheel drive capability. These vehicles have performance and style in mind with trim options to complement most any budget. Come in for a drive at Kia of Cheyenne. Call 775-0123 or go to kiaofcheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Oregon, Harry David Stadium. Again, the host for this year's Northwest Regional. Only a 17-hour ride from Chi City.
Yeah, well, again,
but it was nice. We got to talk a lot too.
I was going to say for the longest time, again, we were blessed out there for Post 6. Again, only had to travel back up to Gillette for a couple of those regional tournaments around COVID time. So, but either way, again, Oregon getting the love this year.
Wada, Kane, and Minami here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Do we know where the Northwest Regional is next year?
No, I don't. Ball 1.
Maybe give some love out to Idaho or Washington or maybe Hawaii. How about holding it in Hawaii?
Wada was a walk victim. He walked his first time, and the count evens. They had a ball and a strike.
So we keep on alluding to with Braden Pearson, his pitch count right now sitting at 53.
Ball and a strike. Pitch on the way. Curveball floats way outside. 2-1.
Looking at the stat line so far for Pearson as we are here in the top of the 3rd. He's gotten allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikes.
Swing and a miss.
Hoping to add strikeout number 4 here as the count moves even to 2-2. For Wada, he walked in his first plate appearance.
Pearson stares in for the sign. Camarad lines up to the outside. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. High fastball. So another K for Braden Pearson to lead off the top of the 3rd inning. That'll bring up Kane. Kane hit into a fielder's choice his first time. Sixers couldn't turn the DP, hit it over to shortstop King to Crecelius, and Crecelius' throw was down low. That will be in for a strike. Starting to settle in now is Pearson.
Got to imagine for Kane, he's not going to see anything really too in that wheelhouse. He looks like a big old power hitter that can launch this thing out of this ballpark.
Down low for a ball, 1-1.
Pearson challenging him.
Kind of has I'm trying to see that for his old timers, the old Pete Incaviglia look. That's who he reminds me of. This one is skied foul and out of play. And it's 1-2.
As you mentioned, 1-2 with one away. Hawaii with the early 2-0 lead here, top of the third.
I guess if you flip them over to the left side, more like Schwarber, huh?
Yeah, got that big thick frame again, kind of Pablo Sandoval-ish.
Yeah, another Pablo Sandoval, absolutely. Ball and two, count evens at 2-2, inside fastball.
But either way, with that big frame, though, again, that means he's got power.
Yeah, you don't want him to extend those arms. 2-2 count, and the pitch on the way, curveball that floats outside and low.
And that's what you're seeing right now with Pearson is he's not really giving anything right down the alley for Kane. He's basically trying to make him earn it, but good eye by Kane there.
3-2 pitch. This one an excuse me swing, and with the strength that Kane has, he puts it in the right center field for a base hit.
Yeah, that's the impressive thing. It was of a check swing, and that somehow made it all the way out there to kind of mid, at least center field. That's impressive.
So with one out, Camarad will come on out and talk to Pearson. Kane not much of a threat to steal.
You never know. We talk about, again, having that Pablo Sandoval at least build, but we've seen the Panda a couple times back in his heyday steal.
Minami. Boy, the Giants are stealing our hearts this year. Oh, man. It's like everybody's on the trading block right now.
Well, again, I've been away from the Colorado market. Good to see that the Rockies are still the same.
You know what? The way it's almost like the Giants have cashed in this season. Fouled back to the netting, and it's 0-1. Minami walked his last time.
Current conditions here in Medford, Oregon right now. Again, a slight breeze, 94 degrees. As again, temperatures expected to get as high as 104 today.
0-1 count. One on, one out, and this one will skip back to the screen on the wild pitch. And don't have to worry about Kane stealing. He will move up. Pearson's second wild pitch.
So one away with a runner at second in scoring position now for Hawaii. So mentioned the count even at 1-1.
Line score 2-4-0 for Team Central. Sixers 0-0-1. Pearson also tagged with that lone error when he threw one into center field. That one stays low, below the knees, and the count now runs to 2-1. As you mentioned earlier, pitch count getting very high for Pearson.
Total as of right now with that one moves him to 65.
There is some bullpen activity for the Sixers. Swing and a miss.
Beautiful pitch right there by Pearson.
Count evens, 2-2.
That one low and inside caught Miami, at least got him off guard.
Markson on deck. 2-2 out. Pitch. This one will go into right field for a base hit, and they will stop. No, they're going to send a got away from Hall, and running around the bags right now to third will be Markson. So a base hit and an error in the outfield. That will allow Kane to score.
Second error of this ball game for Cheyenne Post 6. Lead now extends to 3-0 for Hawaii, top of the third. Still one away with a runner now, at least at third.
And Markson had a base hit his last time up. with an RBI. Went to the right side, and that one will be outside for a ball. You know, it's interesting, too. They had stopped Kane at third base, so you would have had runners on the corners.
But good vision by Kane, though, seeing that error, and again, heading on home there for Hawaii.
That stays up high, ball 2.
Got to imagine if this base runner gets on board for Hawaii, you wonder if this might be Pearson's final batter.
Julian Tafoya, if I'm looking out in the bullpen, is heating up, and that's way down in deep right field. 2-0 pitch in for a strike, and it's 2-1.
And again, kind of the ease of minds as much as, again, we want to see Post 6 win this ball game. Still plenty of innings still to go for Post 6, but again, this is not an end-all, be-all game. Again, it's a double elimination format.
Curveball that just misses on the outside. It's 3-1.
But obviously early on in this tournament, you want to avoid being in that loser side bracket.
Infield is up, except for Hoff. He's back. Now they're going to move King back. This one hit right up the middle, and it's going to sneak on through for a base hit. Second hit for Markson, and yet another run scores.
Extend the lead now 4-0 for Hawaii. With one away, runner on first. As right now, again, no movement from the dugout for Post 6. Again, it looks like Pearson's still going to be out there. Right now, pitch count for him elevates to 67.
It was like another harmless start to the inning with a strikeout, and then all of a sudden, possibility of the floodgates happening right now. This one bounces away, but Camerat quickly out of his catcher's position, keeps it near him and does not allow Markson to run.
Tryson, his first at-bat, he was a strikeout victim.
Kemilewa.
I want to correct myself for Pearson. They updated the stats. He is at pitch count now. This is going to be number 74.
That's a strike. And the count will even at ball and strike with 1 down, 2 in already in the inning. Couple of hits. Sixer error.
Just need a good old-fashioned double play here for Post 6. Get out
Running around a bunt, and that will also catch the outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-2.
Outfield kind of at least set up right now, just straight ahead.
Yeah.
Kind of
straight away.
Deep. Yeah, middle deep.
Swing, and just getting a piece of it was Kimiloa. And now, first base umpire comes in.
For a couple baseballs, or, well, actually, no. I think he's telling, hey.
And he's asking somebody to get back in the dugout.
Yeah, there's no established, at least batters eye.
On deck circle, yeah. Pitch on the way. That one floats outside. And it is 2-2.
Yeah, that was the delay, was just kind of maneuver folks just to kind of get them where they need to be.
2-2 count with 1 on, 1 out in the inning, 2 in already. This one is lifted into center field. Robbins camps underneath it, makes the grab, and there's 2 away. Brad Barker will head out to the mound. That will be the end for Braden Pearson, as Barker will call time. They will summon Tafoya from the bullpen. While we got a chance, we will be back after a minute and a half timeout. A minute and a half timeout. You are listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
At Fat Boys Tire and Auto, our business is about more than just selling tires and fixing cars. We believe in faith, family, and community. The Fat Boys family has been serving Wyoming and Nebraska for over 50 years, and 3 generations later, our values have never changed. When you need tires or auto repairs, find the Fat Boys, and we'll treat you like family. Fat Boys Tire and Auto in Cheyenne, Laramie, Scotts Bluff, and Wheatland. Get price quotes and schedule service at fatboystires.com.
From your head to your toes, we're here to keep you moving. With consultation, treatment, and rehabilitation all in one location, it's easier than ever to get the level of care you deserve. Cheyenne Regional. We inspire great health.
Sometimes you're anticipating it. Sometimes it's unexpected. Occasionally it's something small. But most of the time, it's a pretty big deal. It's your best day ever. And Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union is proud of the part we play in making each of them happen. Whether opening your first savings account or moving into your dream home, Meridian Trust is there for all your best days.
Pearson was firing a no-no against Sheridan. Unfortunately, today just had a rough outing. And again, credit to Team Central. They've come out loaded for bear. They lead 4-0. Julian Tafoya, right-hander, who has been summoned out of the bullpen, needs to get one more out here in the inning.
Final pitching line for Pearson for today: 2 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs. 3 of those were earned. Walked 3 batters for Hawaii, got 4 strikeouts. Again, the big thing is also he did at least hit 1 batter as well, too. Again, for the pitch count total, it was 75. So, again, something to keep an eye out here in this regional tournament that, again, Hawaii got at him quick and early. And just like that, post 6, as you alluded to with Tafoya now in the bullpen, top of the 3rd. And 4-0 advantage for this Hawaii team. Again, for them, again, you mentioned that they've been a part of this Northwest Regional in the past, but again, for the longest time, they were part of the West Regional. So again, a welcome back for this squad to at least be a part of this Northwest Regional. We're right now leading this ball game, day 1. Again, this team will take on, or again, winner of this will face that Tri-Cities, at least winner, out of Washington, who won earlier today over the Alaska state champion.
13-3 in the opening contest. Tafoya threw very well up in Gillette at the state tournament as he comes in out of the bullpen. Markson over at first base, pitch on the way. Slider that stays outside, and it is 1-0. Keno Adams was a strikeout victim his last time looking. A catcher for Team Central. And the pitch on the way. That one skips away from Camerat.
That's a runner over to second as he's challenging to take third, but he's going to walk back.
So behind in the count is Tafoya 2-0.
As I mentioned, the winner of this contest will take on that Washington State champion tomorrow, 6 o'clock here at this field. The loser of this ball game will at least see the loser of the Missoula versus Medford contest.
2-0 the count. Tafoya stares back at second base a couple of times, comes set, and plunks Adams.
That's another Hawaii player hit by a pitch this afternoon.
So runners now at first and second with 2 down. Tafoya has yet to find the strike zone. Adams will be replaced since he is the catcher. He'll have a courtesy runner, and that runner is Bronson Boucher, who will be going to the College of the Siskiyous. So he'll be over at first base.
No Region 9 at least schools being mentioned. Give some JUCO love.
You stay home, or you head on over. You go west. Well, actually, from Hawaii, you go east to California. Fastball up high, catches a strike zone right across the letters for strike to Higashinoa.
Runners at first and second here for Hawaii, 2 away.
He was a walk victim and scored. Curveball, that one drops in, and quickly ahead in the count, 0-2.
If you're Tafoya, you kind of trying to figure out right now where do you want to go. See if you try to do a little off speed outside.
0-2 count. Again, Tafoya, not a three-quarter guy. He's like in between three-quarter and sidearm. Curveball, and that's fouled back to the netting.
That looked like it wanted, again, how it was set up, wanted to go outside. That drifted kind of over the middle. I think Tafoya got away with one.
So like I said, he's not total sidearm, and he's not three-quarter. He's in between. He's like at 67% on his arm.
Like a mid-submariner.
Yeah. 0-2 count. Camarad wants it outside. Let's see if DeFoy can deliver that pitch. 0-2 pitch, and this one is tapped to Hoff, and it gets away from Hoff, and falling on the turf is King. So it will end up on the grass in left field. So let's see how they'll score that infield hit.
Yeah,
they will. That run will be charged to Pearson.
Now extends the lead to 5-0 for Hawaii with runners on the corners, 2 away, still here in the top of the third. I hate to mention this again. Usually it's post 6. At least back in the day we were mentioning, hey, you got to keep an eye out for the at least that 10-run rule. Hawaii's kind of flirting with it here early on.
That'll bring up Pongassi, who has walked and been hit by a pitch, but he's also been thrown out twice on the bags.
Hawaii with a stat line so far, 5 runs off of 7 hits and no errors for post 6, 0 runs, 0 hits, 2 errors.
1-0 count, runners on the corners and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And going to second base. Quick throw down, and I think we're going to get batter's interference on Pongassi, so he will be called out, and that is a break for the Sixers. So Pongassi will be called out by the umpire for being in the way of the throw to Camarad, who threw from his crouch position. So for Team Central, they come up with a pretty big inning, 3 runs on 4 hits. There was an error, 2 runners left. We move to the bottom of the third inning. It is Team Central leading 5-0 over the Sixers. We'll be back after a 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 KRA.
The Brake Stop in Casper and Cheyenne is your locally owned brake specialist for over 20 years. ASE certified. We always offer 100% free brake inspection, free tire rotations, and now offering a free alignment check. So for the best brakes, best service, and always the best price, stop at the Brake Stop. See our website and social media for exclusive deals.
This is your journey. But whatever direction you take, whatever path you find, wherever your journey leads, everything you need to get there is right here. Find your path and your community at LCCC.
Lead things off 7-8-9 for the Sixers as they still have not turned the lineup over yet. Pongassi, believe it or not, he came up for his 3rd time as he was called out by the umpire. Ball 1 to Hoff. 6th to 3rd baseman. That one catches the knees, and the count evens at 1-1.
Give flowers and kudos to Logan Sanchez on the mound for Honolulu right now. And only 25 pitches thrown so far with 3 strikeouts.
Line drive into center field, and taking a step in and making the grab is the center fielder, Pongassi. And 1 down. Hoff hit it nice, but playing him perfectly was Pongassi. So 1 down. You know, and again, just, you feel it in the air. It doesn't, you really got to stroke one to get one out of here today. That'll bring up Colin Creselius, second baseman. Pops it up, foul, and over our heads.
Again, humidity right now, not terribly high. Again, what I can tell, 16% humidity. So, again, very dry conditions. I would assume more drier than what they're used to here on the West Coast, here in Medford.
0-1 pitch. That one just down below the knees, and the count evens at a ball and strike.
Like I said, very dry conditions, again, has affected a red flag warning down here. Again, smoke and haze in the area here in Medford.
Broden Robbins on deck, 1-1 count, and that one is also fouled, out of play behind us again.
Right in front of us, bounces.
Oh, I thought it was over our head.
Again, that's the other key note I want to mention with some of these teams is, again, you got to imagine some of these players fighting for something right now, again, with all these wildfires affecting a lot of these communities here in the Northwest.
Chrysalis laid off one that was just below the knees again. Count evens at 2-2.
And fires all the way from Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado.
Even in Utah, too.
Yeah.
2-2 count. That stays outside. And that one, more of a rush job by Sanchez. That one did not come off the hand right. He knew it, too. Full count. Sixer second baseman at the dish. And the 3-2 pitch. This one again is popped up foul and drifting about 4 rows deep.
Mentioned this is game 2 of 4 happening today. Again, this is the last one of this doubleheader early on. Again, they'll take a break, come back later on this evening. Game 3 will feature Lewiston, Idaho. And again, mentioned that it is not that familiar foe of Idaho Falls. It is Lewiston, Idaho, representing.
3-2 pitch, and the Sixers get their first base runner as Chrysalis works a walk.
Is that Lewiston team coming out of the Palouse. Again, they will be taking on the defending national champions, Portland, Oregon. That'll be game 3. Game 4 will feature Missoula, Montana, and they will take on the host squad of Medford, Oregon. That will be later on tonight. Obviously, you give that nod to your hometown team. Let the families and at least faithful come on out after work.
It'll be a packed house, you know that. Robbins will look at strike 1. 0-1.
So right now with 1 away, runner at first for Post 6. Still for Cheyenne Post 6, still awaiting their first hit of the ball game.
Sanchez again, left-hander. Kicks, fires, and Robbins gets a piece of it.
That was a
scattered that dugout.
Screaming down. They're all with smiles down there in Hawaii.
Usually when you're in there, you bring a white towel with you and start waving it. 0-2 count to the Sixer center fielder with Quentin King on deck. Sanchez comes set, kicks, fires, curveball. Boy, I'll tell you what.
Nice take. That was close.
It was really, really close. That one broke just at the last second. Gary Harley over at first base. Brad Barker waiting to wave the windmill over there at third base.
And this home plate umpire again, A.J. Herbold. Very, very tight strike zone.
1-2 count. That one floats inside, and the count evens at 2-2.
Again, that's another close one where that could have been called, but either way, again, right now for Post 6, sitting with an even count of 2-2.
It's almost like he's not calling that black part of the dish. 2-2 count.
He's making these pitchers earn it today.
Chrysalis with a short lead over at first, and a swing and a miss. And Robbins will be another strikeout victim.
Make that number 4 for Sanchez today.
2 down here in the inning. Quentin King, 3 pitches, and he struck out his first time. Sixer shortstop.
As now we turn over the lineup, and hopefully for Post 6, having a chance to see Sanchez now. Figure this guy out and get some hits here.
King bats from the right side. Little toss over to first and back in was Chrysalis. Again with King. Here's another guy that is built for power as well as speed, believe it or not, as big as he is. He can fly. Covers a lot of ground at shortstop. Takes something off of that, and King waves at it and misses it. 0-1. Last time he saw a couple of breaking balls. 0-1 count. Quentin King with Maggard on deck and the pitch on the way. And again, waving at one on the outside. That's 0-2.
Credit to Sanchez on that.
Throw
him outside, taking a little bit off. Kind of at least throwing off the speed right now for King.
0-2 count. And the pitch. And again, struck him out. 3 straight pitches. So King whiffs. Sixers go down, no runs, no hits, no errors, one runner left. We've completed 3 with Team Central of Honolulu leading 5-0. We'll be back after a 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 KRA.
The players return to the field. Up to bat are the Warriors. First up, number 7. There's the pitch. It's a hit, good for a single. Next, number 18. He swings, line drive to center field. 15 steps up, another hit. Bases loaded now as number 40 approaches the plate. It's headed for the fence. Grand slam, the Warriors win the game. Make it home safe. Buckle up, every passenger, every trip, every time.
Ready to level up? Show your team pride every time you pay with the new lineup of FNBO Visa Debit Fan Cards. Free with any FNBO checking account. Unlike any card you've seen, with unique design, raised detail, and premium finish. Pay in style, everywhere you go. The new collection, only from FNBO. Visit fnbo.com/debit to get yours.
Back out on the bump for the Sixers, trailing by 5-0. Closing the books on Pearson today, where he gave up 5 runs on 6 hits. 3 earned? Does that look right to you on the stat sheet?
Let me switch on over to that right now for Braden Pearson. 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. 3 walks off of 4 strikeouts, and again, 1 hit batter. And both pitchers for Post 6 tonight have, at least today I should say, have hit at least a Hawaii player.
So leading things off after Pongassi was called out for batter interference, that will bring up Raposa. Raposa struck out his last time, but also has a base hit. He'll face Tafoya for the first time with a curveball in for a strike.
As you mentioned with the Raposa, again, 1 for 2 this afternoon. Again, was a run in for Hawaii early on.
And he scored the first run of the game. 0-1 count from Tafoya. This one is fouled off to the right side and count quickly 0-2. Got around on it, just put his foot in the bucket just a little too quick.
So we're going to have a time called by the
umpire. Wants the ball tracked down out there in right field. And one of the Sixers will go and grab it. That's Payson Camerat. Put a plug in for him, tracking down foul balls. One of 2 super seniors on this team. 0-2 pitch. This one is fouled off to the left side and out of play. And count stays 0-2. Talking about 100 degrees up here for the next 3 days. 100 degrees plus. 0-2 pitch. Again, fouled away.
Oregon's just trying to make me feel back at home there in West Texas where 100 degrees is nothing.
Hey, we're getting that taste in Cheyenne. I guess the last couple of days were cool. It was actually really cool when we left yesterday morning. 0-2 pitch. Curveball swing, and a miss, and he struck him out.
A much-needed strikeout there for Tafoya.
Well, we started off the last 3 innings that way, striking out the leadoff batter, and then everything just kind of falls apart.
Oh, for Tafoya, hopefully he continue that momentum. That's going to be his first strikeout, coming in relief for Post 6.
Wada, who is 1 for 2, struck out his last time, looks at strike 1 right across the numerals.
For Wada, he was walked early as well, too, in this ball game.
Fouled back and quickly ahead. Tafoya 0-2.
Now hopefully with Tafoya, he's starting to settle in, find his groove there on the mound.
Julian Tafoya in relief of Braden Pearson. 0-2 pitch, curveball. That one is lined up in the middle for a base hit. So with 2 strikes, Wada delivers a single.
Make that 8 hits so far for Hawaii with 1 out, runner over at first.
That'll bring up Kane.
As we're here in the top of the fourth of a 7-inning affair.
Ely Kane, who had an excuse me single.
That went all the way into center field, or at least right center.
Mid-center, yeah, mid-right center. He's got some forearms on him. On the run, and a hit and run. And holding up at second base because it wasn't sure if Hall was going to come in and grab that was Wada. So back-to-back hits for Team Central.
Runner in scoring position now for Hawaii. First and second for them.
Sixer bullpen for the moment is quiet. That will bring up Minami.
Again, 5-0 advantage here for Hawaii, looking to add more here. Post 6 looking to at least walk away with no runs on that board for that Hawaii team.
Minami has scored. And we'll lift one out to left field. Maggard comes in fair territory, makes the grab. Long run for Mason Maggard. Again, good speed in the outfield for the Sixers. Maggard had it tracked all the way for out number 2. So 2 down, 2 on. And that'll bring up Tate Markson. Markson is 2 for 2 and has scored a run.
Chance here for Post 6 again out of this half inning with no damage done. As we're going to have a mound, at least it looks like you're going to have...
It's going to be Camerad
the
going
battery.
out.
Yeah, the battery talking a little bit. You wonder if that's kind of a more situation of just kind of getting over signs or either maybe calming down Tafoya a little bit.
No, I actually think you're absolutely right on that first thought. It's going to be signs because, again, you got the runner at second base. Markson is a threat to steal more than Kane is over at first. Tafoya kicks and fires. This one is flown out to shallow right field, and Tafoya can't make the grab in foul territory. How about that? That was a nice job by Caden Tafoya. Had his back to the rest of us and almost pulled it in.
That's kind of one of those circus plays that only MLBers kind of come away with. Again, good effort there, but yeah, that was kind of shallow and again in no man's land, but either way it's foul territory, so resets everything with an 0-1 count. Runners at first and second for Hawaii.
Nice job, though, by Tafoya. Called off both Preselius and Hall. Hall came charging in from right field and almost came away with that circus catch. 0-1 count. With 2 on, 2 down. And the pitch on the way. This one is popped up in foul territory. Camerad can't glove it.
Just out of the reach there. Again, that no man's land right there. But no harm, no foul per se for Post 6. 0-2 count. So resets everything.
2 pop-up strikes. But Markson's still alive at the plate.
And again, that goes back into our earlier conversation of just how deep some of this infield foul ground territory is. Again, had to track that quite a few steps to at least attempt at it.
Also, too, you got the sun right above you right now, too, here. 0-2 count. 2 on. And the pitch just missed on the outside. Again,
like a little challenge pitch by Tafoya again.
Like I said, I'm just not seeing that black part of the plate being called. Ball and 2 strikes. Kane over at first. Wada at second. And that one low and backhanded by Camerad in the dirt.
That one well outside again. That was easy enough for Wada to hold off.
Got to get used to saying dirt and grass again. Been on the carpet so much. Deuce is wild, and the pitch on the way, and this one lined into left field, and that is foul.
Just barely. That was flirting with the line. Again, Post 6 gets away with another one in foul territory.
And with Maggard, he does not have a lot of real estate from the foul line to that bullpen area.
To that fence line, yeah, that is hugging right there in that outfield right against that line.
Kind of has that Wrigley Field look. You run out of real estate in a hurry. Count stays 2-2 with 2 on. Tafoya looks back, now fires 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? Camerad's going to ask for help, and they're going to say he did. Nice job by Camerad to check with the umpire, and Marksom is a strikeout victim. Sixers get out of the jam. No runs on a couple of hits and no errors. 2 runners left. Move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Sixers need to get something on the board, need some squiggly lines, and they trail 5-0 to Team Central of Honolulu. Back after the 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
Hey, grab me one, too.
Here's a phone number to keep handy in today's high-technology world. 307-256-8971. It's the number for affordable computer repair. Whether it's a virus, hard drive, motherboard, keyboard problem, or just to update your computer with the latest versions, Lanny at Affordable Computer Repair has the expertise to address and fix these problems and more for your desktop, laptop, or tablet. Call locally owned and operated Affordable Computer Repair for your home or business computers today at 256-8971.
Through the first 3 frames, he's been lights out. Logan Sanchez back out for his 4th inning of work.
With only 41 pitches thrown so far, 5 strikeouts with 1 walk. He's been near perfect.
Maggard trying to get something started, laid it down, unfortunately fouled it.
You kind of wonder with Sanchez right now just how well he's been doing on the mound so far. You kind of wonder if the approach for Sixers is kind of watch a few early in these at-bats to kind of elevate that pitch count.
0-1 count. Maggard was a strikeout victim his first time, and we'll look at strike 2 right down the pipe.
That's the thing with Sanchez. He's not afraid to at least kind of challenge these hitters. That's pretty much what he's been doing, is throwing majority of strikes.
Maggard, Camerad, and Tafoya here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 0-2 pitch. That one bites the dirt, and it'll be 1-2.
That one broke a little heavy on the outside. 1-2 count, as you mentioned.
The All Paisan broadcast crew. Pro Eddie's up here on this Wednesday. That one down low, and
that was close.
Maggard looked at one, so did the umpire. He really analyzed that one.
Even counted 2-2.
1:23 here, Pacific time. 2-2 pitch. Maggard taps it foul, and one-handed by King in the Sixer dugout.
Opportunity here for Maggard to at least be the first hit of the ball game for Post 6. Again, hitless so far through 4 innings.
And only 1 runner with Crecelius drawing a walk last inning. 2-2 count to Maggard. And that one floats in and broke right at the perfect time. Yeah,
wow.
Maggard thought it was coming at his shoulder, and it broke in for a strike.
A beautiful pitch by Sanchez.
Backwards K. 1 down.
That's a pitch that, again, just broke very late and threw Maggard off. And now make that strikeout number 5 for Sanchez.
Camerad.
Excuse me, 6.
Grounded out his first time. We'll look at ball 1 on the outside. And you know, when we talk about ooh and ah on our side, it's going both ways. You know, again, that one looked pretty good too. 1-0 pitch.
That's the thing you want from your home plate umpires. Again, he's been consistent both ways.
2-0. That one skips off Adams' glove.
Again, not sure where this crew comes out of. Again, I do believe they might come out of the West region.
Well, they're all-star umpires. And that was way outside. 3-0. So Camerad will probably have the automatic red light. maybe see a couple here. Sanchez has been right around the plate. 3-0 pitch. And that misses outside.
How about that? Another walk.
That 99% is usually a strikeout. Just drop that percentage down to 98%. So Sanchez with his second free pass.
With one away, runner at first now for post 6. Still, again, waiting their first hit of the ball game.
Tafoya, who bounded out to the shortstop, proposed on a high hopper. His last time. We'll dig in from the left side with one down, short lead by Camarad, who will run inside for a ball. And Sanchez
wanted that pitch right there. Saw a little frustration, but again, it's been the same throughout the entire day.
Yeah, starting to miss a little bit. 5 straight balls. That one high and tight, and it's 2-0.
Sanchez, getting a little wild here, and you're going to see at least catcher come on out to settle him down.
Adams will come on out. Again, nobody charging out to the Team Central pen. As a catcher, you just come out there and you say, hey, look, you've been firing strikes. Find the glove. Let's pop it. 2-0 count to Tafoya. 6 in a row. You would venture to say he won't be swinging. 2-0 pitch. That's in for a strike, and the count evens at 2-1. It is now 2-1.
That bat just is standing still there, as you mentioned again, just taking that the entire way. See if he'll take another one here.
2-1 count to the 6th first baseman. And he will foul that out of play over our left shoulder. And count evens it now is even at 2-2.
Our left-hand side, which I do believe, again, if you get it out for further enough, it goes to the highway.
Zach Hall on deck, or more in the dirt than anything. There is not an on-deck circle here. 2-2 count. Strike 3 call right at the knees. And Tafoya is out number 2.
Make that now strikeout number 7 for Sanchez. With 2 away, runner at first for post 6.
His first 2 backward Ks. He's had 5 swing.
As we're here in Medford, Oregon, Heritage David Field, home of the Medford Rogues, which I believe, a collegiate baseball team?
Quick throw over to first base and back in safely.
If not a summer, at least semi-pro, possibly. I'm looking at the schedule over here.
I wonder if it's more like when we had the Grizzlies like that.
Yeah, collegiate. Kind of.
Hall bats from the right side and takes ball 1. With 2 down here in the inning, as you mentioned, Sixers still looking for their first hit. Dimitri Cotton moves on deck. 1-0 count. Sanchez has been dealing. Swing and a miss.
There was nothing but high heat right there, right down the middle. Blew it right past him. Count evens at 1-1.
And a little breeze now picking up out of left center. 1-1 count. That stays up high. And it's 2-1.
It's a breeze that's been on and off going throughout the day. Nothing that's comparison to, again, what you expect the Powers Field that's going to play around with the baseball in the air, but
this is just fanning the heat. That's all it's doing.
Fanning the heat and fanning the smoke, unfortunately.
2-1 count to Hall. That again floats outside, and it's 3-1. So, again, what we've seen with Sanchez, good fastball, good curveball, and a good changeup. And I'm wondering on that changeup if it's a circle change. A lot of these younger guys now going to that circle change. 3-1 count to Zach Hall. 3-1 pitch. That right down the pipe. And it is full, 3-2.
He was taking the entire way there, so
we'll see if Camarad will be on the giddy-up.
Kind of wonder right now with Sanchez, what's he going to attack with? Again, is it something going to be inside, possibly. That one a little out.
Might even try a pickoff on 3-2, knowing that he's going to run. 3-2 pitch. No, he will come to the plate, and it will be tapped foul back.
Hall will stay alive.
Just getting a piece of it.
But again, this is what you want if you're post 6. Again, extend this inning out a little bit and drive that pitch count up on Sanchez. But again, no bullpen activity as of now for this Hawaii squad.
We'll do it all over again. 3-2. Timeout has been called by the home plate umpire. And let's see what
he's kind of talking over to the post 6, at least dugout. Again, not sure if coaches in there, staff, players, maybe have some choice words. But again, that home plate umpire came out to have a quick conversation.
And it was very brief at that. Full count with 2 down. And the pitch on the way, and just getting a piece of it, fouling it back to the netting, is Zach Hall. You mentioned here with Medford, it was a shame to see our good friend Chuck Heeman and his squad up there in western Nebraska.
Gary,
that they folded up shop. I want to wish Chuck all the best and thank him for all that he did for us over the past. 3-2 pitch. This one is lofted into right field, and it will be caught by the right fielder, Minami. And the Sixers are down in the inning with no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left. We've completed 4 with Team Central out of Honolulu leading 5-0 over the Sixers. We're back for the 5th inning after a 60-second timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
Capital Lumber is number 1 in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Outdoor projects are always easier for the do-it-yourselfer or the professional from Capital Lumber Company. Whether you mow it, dig it, repair it, or even paint it, head to Capital Lumber Company for everything you need to complete the home and yard projects today. Family owned and operated for 61 years and still the go-to place for quality lumber and brand name hardware. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne.
YO Print for Cheyenne and Laramie County is your one-stop shop where you'll get quality embroidery, screen printing, custom apparel, and they also offer a customized online shopping experience, which is perfect for all schools, groups, and individuals. Check out their website at yo-print.com. You can also call Tyler at 307-369-1327 or send him an email at tyler@yo-print.com for more information. YO Print is proud to be a sponsor of our local and area high schools.
Their third hurler of the afternoon, it will be Asher Newland in relief. Julian Tafoya,
I got the stat line here. 1 1/3 inning pitch, allowed 3 hits, no runs, no earned runs. Again with 2 strikeouts, and again hit 1 batter. So again for Tafoya, and stat line for him, 25 pitches this afternoon. So again, third pitcher on the mound here for Cheyenne Post 6, trailing 5-0 here, top of the 5th.
Asher Newland with an explosive fastball.
Newland, from my notes here, looks like he's a sophomore. So another youngster for Post 6 on this squad. Again, a team that, according to stats here, and again, you might correct, again, if this is, you've seen this team better than I have, but the stats I have is Cheyenne Post 6 went 54-15-2 this year.
Yeah.
Sound about right?
What do they have Hawaii down? They don't even have
0. They got nothing.
Yeah. This might be an all-star collection that they have. Newland ready to go. Umpire wasn't ready. So leading things off will be Kimiloa. And he will look at ball 1. That one gets away from Camarad. One also it'll be Kimiloa, Adams, and Higashinoa.
Kimiloa, strikeout victim. He's looking for his first hit of the ball game.
And it flew out to Robbins his last time up.
As we got another pause in the action.
Picking up the baseball. Nobody really wanted to go out and get it. It's too hot. And that one will...
That's going to plunk him.
Yeah.
So every pitcher for Post 6 this afternoon has hit a Hawaii batter. That's not a stat you want to hear.
No.
So just like that, runner on first with nobody out.
So that will bring up the catcher, Keno Adams. Adams has also been plunked and a strikeout victim.
It's a situation for this Hawaii team. Once they get back to their hotels, hopefully they got an ice bath or something. Let's see activity right now in the bullpen for Hawaii, it looks like.
Wow. And that one floats over Adams' head, gets off the glove of Camarad, and going into second base is Kimiloa. So 1-0 count, and Newland thus far has not been close.
Well, again, we saw that with, again, Tafoya, and you saw it with Pearson. Again, those first couple pitches out of the box, kind of shaking off those nerves.
1-0 count, runner at second base, nobody down here in the top of the fifth inning. And Adams squares the bunt, pulls it back, and we'll take it up high, and it's 2-0. 2-0 count.
Actually, I correct myself again. There looked to be activity for Hawaii, but not anymore. It looks like they just
shut it down.
They shut it down.
Tafoya will come up just inside, and that one will be in for a strike as Adams will watch that go by.
Showing bunt again, but brought it back 2-1 count. Nobody out.
So again, as we call it the wheel play, Tafoya charges. Newland will have third base. Crasiles will cover second. 2-1 pitch, stays up high on the outside, and it's 3-1.
You kind of wonder if it's a situation here for Adams. Does he hold back with a 3-1 count?
Sixers will put a short leash on Newland. They're already sending somebody out to the bullpen right now. 3-1, that one runs inside. Adams lays off. Runners at first and second with nobody down. Markham King will come on out, the pitching coach. Looks like Dimitri Cotton is headed out to the bullpen. They're going to heat him up in a hurry, it looks like. And on a day like today, you don't need 15 minutes of warm-up, that's for sure.
No, just a couple pitches, just get settled in and go from there. But you got to imagine right now the conversation is just kind of going over
situations.
Situations, but also to just settling him down, going back kind of the basics with him, especially, again, the sophomore in on the mound.
Cooper Hassler out there with Cotton. Cotton doing a little grooming in the bullpen while we had a break in the action. So that is going to bring up the ninth hitter. That would be Higashine and Noah.
Your second baseman that has had 2 hits this afternoon and 1 RBI. He was 1 run out of the 5 for Hawaii so far.
So not an easy out in that number 9 hole. Newland chases back. The runner to second. We'll see. And takes a curveball outside as Higashinoa was threatening to bunt.
Kind of playing a little small ball here this half inning.
Tafoya comes up on the cut of the grass, now charges in and pulling it back for a strike. It's 1-1. That's one where Tafoya was near the pitcher's mound, and all of a sudden, Higashinoa pulled it back.
Higashinoa, again, not too happy with that call. Thought that was a ball.
So 1-1 count with nobody down, 2 on this time, and second batter of the inning that Newland has.
That was right at the head, though. That was kind of plunked off the helmet, and he's visibly upset at that one. And here's the situation for post 6 is that we got bases loaded with nobody out here. And you got to imagine, yes, we do see, it looks like Brad Barker coming out.
And that will be a pitching change. So Newland did not have a relief appearance that he was hoping for. So we'll have a break in the action. Pitching change. We'll be back after a minute 30 timeout. You're listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
If you're looking for a quick breakfast or lunch, you're looking for the Breadbasket. If you're busy and can't take time out for a healthy breakfast, stop in and try one of our breakfast burritos loaded with potatoes, eggs, cheese, bacon, and our homemade green chili wrapped in a 12-inch flour tortilla. Or, for a fast lunch, try our delicious cabbage burgers, hamburger, onions, and cabbage wrapped in bread dough and baked to a golden brown. Treat yourself to a fast breakfast or lunch today at the Breadbasket Bakery and Sandwich Shop, 1819 Maxwell Avenue, Cheyenne's hometown bakery. Wrapped in bread dough and baked to a golden brown. Treat yourself to a fast breakfast or lunch today at the Breadbasket Bakery and Sandwich Shop, 1819 Maxwell Avenue, Cheyenne's hometown bakery.
Knock it out of the park with your family dinner tonight and score a home run with Two Doors Down. Two Doors Down menu selections are perfect for the active family. From gourmet burgers served with bottomless fries to soups and salads to the all-new platters. Two Doors Down, where you can enjoy a great dinner and still be able to take your family out to the ball game. Two Doors Down, 118 East 17th Street. For full menu and specials, go to twodoorsdown.net. Two Doors Down, flipping great burgers since 2009.
Wyoming owned and operated since 1971, Burns Insurance is Wyoming's right choice for your insurance needs. Burns Insurance is a trusted choice, full-service, independent insurance agency offering a full range of commercial, agricultural, and personal insurance products through many national and regional carriers. Let our friendly, experienced agents help you find the right product at the right price for your asset protection. Buy the policy, get the agent at Burns Insurance, your right choice. Find Burns Insurance on Facebook or at burnsia.com.
FMBO Charles Schwab on Delrange, talking with my good friend Sam Runyon today. Quick Draw Optical. Again, we want to thank all those folks joining us here for our tournament coverage. Pepsi is Cheyenne, our scoreboard sponsor. Cheyenne Pack and Chip, Wild Print LLC. The break stop at 1622 East Lincoln Way, First Tier Bank, Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. Advanced Comfort Solutions, Gill Windows and Shutters, The Coin Shop, Platte Valley Bank, Fat Boys Tire and Auto, Jason Gilbert, your Allstate Insurance agent. Meridian Trust Federal Credit Union, Burns Insurance Agency, Two Doors Down. Oh, I'll tell you right now, if you're going to hang in town, we got to go there and have some lunch.
It's been a long time, especially back when we were doing the LCCC Coaches Show.
Cheyenne Depot Museum, Wyoming Transportation Department, Halliday Subaru, along with Cheyenne Regional Medical Center, Laramie County Community College, Rock on Wheels, Capital Lumber Company, Cheyenne Frontier Days, 131st coming up July 23rd through August 1st, 2027. Key of Cheyenne, the Breadbasket Bakery, and Affordable Computer Repair. Pongassi up for his fourth time. Nowhere to put him. Dimitri Cotton is your new hurler. Again, Dimitri with a good fastball curveball. And first pitch to Pongassi, down low for a ball, and it's 1-0.
And serious situation here for Post 6. As you mentioned, again, bases loaded, nobody out. 5-0 advantage for Hawaii here on top of the fifth.
Newland responsible for all three of those runners. Cotton drives. This one is driven by Pongassi. This might clear the bases. One run will score. Pongassi still laboring as he will cruise into second base, and all three runners will score. And they will all be charged to Newland as Pongassi from the left side drills a double into the right field corner.
Extends this advantage now for this Honolulu squad, 8-0. With nobody out, runner at second. And again, I do believe, it's been quite a while, but I do believe after 5.
Could be that 8-run rule, yeah.
And I do believe it's 10. I do believe it's 10.
And when we get to this type of tournament. But the Sixers here in this situation, they still haven't had a hit yet today. Need to get something going.
I hate to give the kudos to the bad guys here, but again, Hawaii has been that dominant team today.
8-10-0, and Raposa with his second hit. Pongassi will not score as he limps over to third. He might be lifted. Let's see. So Cotton has come in, and he's been welcomed by the left-siders.
Again, Pongassi was that first hit batter of this ball game. Again, took it in that shin. Again, had to walk that off. They're going to keep him in.
Cotton has thrown to 2 hitters, both out of the left side, and a double and a single thus far. So Hawaii with their 11th hit. Wada will look at ball 1.
Runners on the corners, nobody out, and that's a big key fact here in the top of the 5th with 3 runs already across the plate for Hawaii. Again, nobody is out.
And Wada has 2. A 2 for 3 afternoon. Quick throw over to first base. Back in safely is Raposa. Threat to steal. But Pongassi, I don't believe would, even if they do that steal and try to get them caught up. Curveball that sails outside. Slider, excuse me, 2-0. So Cotton behind in the count. Wada again with 2 of Team Central's hits. 2-0 pitch. That one just below the knees, and it's 3-0. Technically, you hate to say you got a bag open, but with this team, I don't think you need to put any more runners on.
Especially when you got the big guy up on deck with Kane.
3-0.
Right down the middle, yeah, that's all you need to do. Kind of elementary at that point, 3-1.
Back to that 99% of the time, a strike on 3-0. Cotton stares in, looks over his shoulder over at first base to Raposa, and the 3-1 pitch. This one is hit into an empty spot at shortstop, put it through the 6 hole where King was going to cover when he saw Raposa stealing, and the Sixers guessed wrong. Base hit for Wada, and yet another run scores.
Mentioned Pongassi again. We know that he's been hobbling a bit, but as he made his way to at least home plate, again, limped in. So, again, you could tell that effect earlier on in this ballgame being hit in that kind of shin area is still affecting him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that he will not be back out in center field. So Cotton has given up 3 straight hits in relief.
And here's the guy you don't want to see right now with nobody out and base runners at first and second is Kane, the big guy.
Fielder's choice, an excuse me single, and then had a base hit his last time, 2 for 3 as well. And he is blocked. Well, the Sixers.
So how about that? Every single pitcher has hit a batter today.
That is 4 hit batsmen by the Sixers today. Runners at first and second, still nobody down.
Again, not a stat you want to hear if you're Cheyenne Post 6, but yes, all 4 of your pitchers, and that's 4, have hit a Hawaii batter today.
Minami, who bats from the left side, will come on up.
Again, stat line right now for Hawaii, 9 runs off of 12 hits, no errors. For Cheyenne Post 6, no runs off of no hits and 2 errors so far. And as we're still on top of the 5th.
Swing and a miss. Fastball that ran inside, and it's 0-1. 7th Team Central youngster to come to the plate.
Nobody out. Bases are loaded here.
Oh, 1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice fastball that time by Cotton. Quickly ahead in the count, 0-2.
Looked like Minami trying to swing for the fences on that one.
Marks him on deck. 2 on with nobody down. Already 4 in on the inning. This one is tapped to the left side, foul.
A little blooper to keep him alive.
So 0-2 count.
See if Cotton tries to, again, he has a chance here to waste a pitch. See if he does something maybe high and outside.
Dimitri needing an out. The Sixers needing an out. 0-2 pitch. Outside corner, new. 4 ball, 1-2. And again, like we said, the plate umpire has been consistent both ways.
Consistent with a very tight strike zone.
He has had is almost like a major league strike zone. 1-2 pitch, curveball. That one stays up on the shoulders, and it is 2-2.
Just above the lettering.
Count evens. You got Kane over at first, Wada at second. And this one is hit right side, deep and foul.
That was
out of play.
That was launched, and I think for Post 6 that does go out of play. That had some carry.
You knew right away that he stepped in the bucket too quick, and that's why he said it was foul. Didn't get excited, hit deep foul. Count remains 2-2. And the pitch on the way. Inside, full count, 3-2.
Chance here for Cotton to pick up the first out of this half inning.
I would think.
Come away with a strikeout.
I don't think anybody's going to be running. Oh, that's right. Bags are juice. Excuse me. I forgot about the third base runner. 3-2 pitch, and just getting a piece of it.
Unless Hawaii wants to be aggressive and go for home, but I doubt that this team's going to do that.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that Raposo is over at third.
And again, whether it's an 8-run rule or 10-run, either way, again, Hawaii either has it or is threatening with it. Again, 1 run away.
Yeah, I
do believe it's 10 after 5 again for the regional.
They're flirting with it right now. Cotton trying to slam the door. 3-2 pitch. That one misses inside, and that will walk home a run.
And just like that, make it now 10-0 advantage Hawaii. Still nobody out. Bases are loaded.
And
Post 6 needs something.
Markham King will come out, and that'll give us a chance. You know, again, when we were going through all the notes this morning, and we looked at this team, and like, again, we have 9 players on this Hawaii team that are super seniors. You got your pitcher that's already pitching at the University of Hawaii Hilo. You've got other pitchers at Hartnell. You have one player that's not playing is going to the College of Siskiyous. You have another one that's at Puget Sound.
Yeah. Well,
Sanchez is at the University of Hawaii.
Either way, if you want to classify Hawaii as an all-star squad, again, it's something where, you know, again, for Post 6, they put up all-star squads before as well, too, and they've been shocked before at tournaments like this. So, again, it's something that, you know, again, you attack it the best that you can, and so far, right now, the better team, unfortunately, has been this Hawaii squad. And again, Hawaii right now, if they are to come away with a win, again, they would at least move on in that winner's bracket. They would at least take on that Washington team, and that game is set for tomorrow at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. here in Medford. For Cheyenne, right now, they're on pace with, again, potential of the loss. Again, they would take on at least the loser of Missoula.
Nightcap,
Missoula or Medford.
This one is grounded over to King, to second for 1, over to first, and they will get the twin killing, but a run does score as Wada comes in to score. Nice job. 6-4-3. That's what a pitcher always likes to see. And it will be 2 down.
If Post 6 does, again, lose his contest, as I mentioned, again, we'll face the loser of those 2 later on tonight. Again, that game will be essentially around the same time. Again, it's a doubleheader format, so again, it'd be for tomorrow around that 11 a.m. Pacific time. Again, doing a quick math, again, I haven't been in Mountain Time Zone, so again, add a 1, so again, noon?
Bronson Boucher will come in to pinch hit, as he will come in for Kimaleo.
And that's a situation you don't want to be for Post 6 tomorrow if you are to lose this contest, is tomorrow is win or go home.
So now we got a conference with the umpires. I don't know what they are conversing about.
Right now, again, going back with the stat lines for both squads, Hawaii 11 runs off of 12 hits, no errors. Again, Post 6, they are showing zeros across the board except for 2 errors.
Now, they both come on over towards the Hawaii dugout. Pinch hitter was announced. Now they are going to...
I think they're just trying to get the scorecards kind of corrected, or at least trying to get a full understanding of what Hawaii's trying to do here on the lineup.
They're going to talk with Orlando Gante. Now it looks like they are sending Boucher back.
And they're going to have to... So basically the umpire saying, hey, you can't do that. We'll see who drops back.
Can't make a pinch hitter switch? That
it looks like they're going to go to Kimaloa. They're going to bring him back out.
So let's see if Kimaloa comes back out since he started the inning.
Yeah, he's getting ready.
Okay.
Or I do believe that's 24. Yep, that's 24.
Interesting. So he started the inning, so he's got to finish the inning, I'm assuming. And the inning still is going on with 2 down.
And a runner at third.
Okay, so we're back at it again. No pitch. And Dimitri Cotton will face Kimalo for the first time. This one bounced back to the screen, and Kane will score the 12th run.
On a wild pitch, and I do believe for all 4 post 6 pitchers as well, too. They've all had wild pitches today, too. And it's just not been that kind of a game right now for at least those who have been on the mound.
Only 3 hits in the inning, but they've put 7 runs up. This one is fouled out of play and over our heads. That one I heard bounce behind us, so I got that one right. Ball and strike. So 7 runs in here in the inning.
A big breakout inning for Hawaii.
Outside for a ball. 2-0. 2-1, I should say. Big damage was done by Pongassi's double. This one is driven to deep left field. And it's hooking. It's fair ball.
That's going to
and then it'll bounce out, so it'll be a
ground rule double.
Ground rule double.
Bullpen activity out there for Hawaii.
So
I wonder if Sanchez this afternoon, especially with, again, them having the comfortable lead, if they're going to just ease up on the arm, use him for later on in this tournament.
So Kamale, who led off the inning, was hit by a pitch, now has a double. Nobody on, though, with 2 down. And that will bring up Adams, Keno Adams, the catcher. He flies one to left field. And that one will get into the bullpen. And, you know, again, where it really tightens up down the line. First thing that Magger did, he picked up the baseball, dropped his eyes to see exactly how much real estate he had, and it bounced into the pen. So the count is 0-1 to Adams, and now, right now, Hawaii with just tons of confidence.
Right now, if you're post 6, again, obviously you're not going to kind of roll over and just quit here, especially hopefully get out of this half inning here shortly. But, you know, again, for the bottom of the 5th, where, again, it's do or die at that point, kind of wonder the approach right now for post 6, where right now you kind of got to look at day 2 of this tournament for tomorrow, what to do.
Stay alive. That's the first thing you want to do, 1-1. Again, like any type of tournament, you lose day 1, you still can come through the loser's bracket.
Yeah.
There's a very good possibility that these 2 teams could meet on Sunday. 1-1 pitch. That one is driven to deep left field. Magger tracks it down and catches it.
Drops it.
Did he drop it?
He dropped it.
Oh, I thought he had it there.
He had it in the glove and unfortunately dropped it.
And he was in foul territory when he dropped it.
That might be a situation where sun got in the eyes.
So Adams has stroke 2. He is flirting with that 325 mark to right field. Left field. Another lefty warming up in the bullpen, I see, for Hawaii. Again, whether he is, it's a right-hander.
Righty.
The catcher is a lefty. I like that. 1-2 count with 2 down. And the pitch on the way.
Inside, and it's going to hit him.
So Adams gets plunked back-to-back, hit by pitches.
So runner now at first and second with 2 away. Again, 12-0 advantage for this Honolulu squad.
Higashinoa will come up, and since Adams is the catcher, he'll have a pinch runner.
Yep.
And that will be Boucher who will come in. I do believe that's how you say it, Boucher. If I pronounce any of these names wrong, I do apologize. 12-0. And the inning's still going on for Team Central. This one is tapped to the left side and foul.
As we approach 2 o'clock here in the Pacific time zone, a game that's been going on for, nearly 2, if not 2.5 hours?
Higashinoa.
Actually, yeah, 2.5.
Oh, we started here, noon, didn't we?
You might be correct. We might.
Strike 2 call. Yeah, I think
we're around the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
Quickly, 0-2 count here.
With 2 down. Cotton looking to get out of this absolutely awful inning for the Sixers. 0-2 pitch. This one is flown out to right center. Hall tracks it down, makes the grab in right center, and mercifully the inning is over for the Sixers defensively. Offensively for Hawaii, they come up with 7 runs in the inning. Stop me if I'm wrong on this one, Nick. 7 runs on a total of 4 hits.
I do believe you're correct on that.
And 2 runners left. So we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is 12-0 in favor of Team Central out of Honolulu. Sixers, last chances at the bat here. They got to get at least 3 across. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th after a 60-second timeout. You are listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
Tired of watching your savings sit still? At First Tier Bank, we work hard to keep our CD rates at or the top of the market because your money deserves more. No gimmicks, no hidden fees, just Cheyenne banking with real returns. Visit firsttierbanks.com or stop by one of our Cheyenne branches today, downtown at 18th and Cary or Stillwater Avenue, Cheyenne. First Tier Banks, member FDIC, equal housing lender. When you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And there's no one that knows that feeling like Cheyenne Allstate agent Jason Gilbert, because he works every day to get people like you the coverage they need with the savings they deserve. Contact him for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
To the 5th inning, it's do or die time right now for the Sixers.
I was going to say, plain and simple, if they want to continue this ball game, they got to score at least 3 runs here. But the first thing for Post 6 is they got to get a hit. They're still hitless. This is a chance for at least Hawaii to throw a complete game.
Dimitri Cotton swinging on the first pitch, bounds it over to the second base side, and 1 down.
Yeah, Sanchez again having that opportunity to throw a complete game shutout here as he's 2 outs away.
And a no-no, too, intact. Yeah. So he'll have Hoff and Creselius coming up for the Sixers here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And a rough day for the Sixers. That went in for a strike to Kyler, who flew out to center in his only at-bat.
The stat line so far for Sanchez, 4 1/3 innings with 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, however.
That one clipping the inside corner, and it is now 0-2.
Pitch count for Sanchez as well, too. Again, impressive so far through 5. Only got 67 pitches total.
0-2 pitch, and this one is lined right at the shortstop, and Raposa puts it away in his back pocket.
And that kind of seems to be the theme of today for the offense for Post 6 is that they're making contact. They're making a contact to the guys in the Army green.
So Creselius will be up for the Sixers, as you hate to say, the last hope here that they don't get bit by the 10-run rule. Robbins on deck. And Cullen bounds one over to the third base side, and a 5-4.
That's ball game.
That should be your ball game. We'll see here as the third baseman, Wada, over to Kane, and that is your ball game. So the Sixers have been no-hitted by Team Central out of Honolulu. 12-13-0 for Hawaii. And for the Sixers, no runs, no hits, and 2 errors on the afternoon. Take a 2-minute break. A 2-minute break. We'll come back. We'll get ready to wrap things up here from Medford, Oregon. Day 1, by the way, we'll let you know where the Sixers are at. Tomorrow it's do or die for the Sixers as they move to the losers bracket. We'll be back after a 2-minute timeout. You are listening to and watching Post 6 Baseball on 1480 K-Ray.
Hey guys, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends at Advanced Comfort Solutions. These guys are by far your #1 choice for all your local heating and cooling needs. Whether it's new install, replacement, or service, they are as good as it gets. They service all makes and models of furnaces and have an incredible comfort membership you're going to want to check out. Let the comfort professionals at Advanced Comfort Solutions help keep you and your family warm and worry-free this winter. Give them a call at 778-4911 or visit their website at advancedcomfortwy.com and let them show you why they are your number one choice.
Hi, this is Larry Proity from the Morning Pro Shop. I'm so honored to talk about great friends that I've come to know over the years, like David Brockman. Since 1982, his family has owned and operated the Coin Shop in historic downtown Cheyenne, which has been your stop for gold, silver, and other precious metals. David continues the family tradition of buying and selling gold and silver, and he always has his eye to the precious metals market to give you a fair and honest price for what you've accumulated through the years. Plus, he has a great selection of gold and silver from around the U.S. and the world to enhance your collection. So why wait on those corporate others when you can do your one-stop shop locally today at the Coin Shop, 510 West Lincoln Way, open Tuesday through Friday, or call 778-7196.
Rock on Wheels is Wyoming's premier bicycle shop. The service department offers quality and experience with a 48-hour turnaround guarantee based on parts and availability. They even offer tune-ups for your current bike along with powder coating and sandblasting. So swing by the shop and take advantage of the awesome prices for great bikes like Trek and many other name brands. Rock on Wheels even offers bike rentals for the avid rider. They're proud to be locally owned and operated. You'll find Rock on Wheels at 900 East Lincoln Way. Call 637-0020 to start pedaling your way to a whole bunch of fun.
To Harry and David Field here in Medford, Oregon. Sixers, you know, Nick, I guess the easiest way to say it, it's been, you know, you and me and everybody else I've worked with in my career up in Cheyenne especially, we've had the good, we've had the bad, and we've had the ugly games, you know, to call. And this one was a tough one to call today because just the Sixers. And again, Reese Monaco said this, you know, sometimes they just, that one first game, they're still on the bus. And Sixers never really got out of the box. They did get one good relief effort out of Julian Tafoya. Braden Pearson got hit fast and early.
The big factor here, again, how you analyze this ball game is that, Hawaii, give them kudos. Again, they are an all-around phenomenal team. That you might be looking at your representative of the Northwest, unfortunately. And again, hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully it is Cheyenne Post 6 that makes their way through that losers bracket. But again, all around, for what I can tell, is that Hawaii was very impressive, especially on the mound. The big bugaboo for Post 6, though, was that pitching staff. Again, we had all four of our pitchers hitting batters, allowing walks. Again, there was a lot of miscues on that mound. And again, whether that was nerves, jitters of, again, being back at the Northwest Regional, again, that's the other thing as well, too, for this Post 6 squad. And a lot of these folks, again, it's either their first time or, again, they haven't been here since, again, going back to 2024. So, again, it's a return back to this, at least tournament for the squad. So, again, it's something where hopefully it was just day one jitters. Again, obviously, again, you can't really blame the travel because the team that traveled double distance here got the victory in a large fashion here today. But for Post 6, hopefully it's just a situation of, hey, maybe it's a little road lag, got that out of their system, and come back tomorrow where, again, whoever they face, whether it is the Montana squad or, again, the host of Medford, Oregon, come back in a big way.
Yeah, you know, and you basically got to put this out of your mind. Game's over, done. You know what you have to do now. You got to come through another bracket.
And this is a surprising thing as well, too, for the first two games so far of this tournament have been blowouts. They've been lopsided victories. Again, the 13-3 advantage for Washington over at Alaska. That was game one, and now here game two, ending early in 5. Again, 12-0 for Hawaii over Cheyenne Post 6. So, again, is it something where we got some very top and competitive teams taking on some teams, at least a part of this Northwest Regional? Again, as you'll get into at least the rest of the, or at least if you, again, I have it pulled up here again.
Yeah,
Game three again set up here for 6 o'clock, at least start time here in Medford. Lewiston, Idaho, your Idaho State champions. Again, not Idaho Falls, the familiar at least team, but Lewiston. They'll be taking on the defending national champs, Portland, Oregon. That'll be at 6 o'clock, and then game 4 will be Missoula, Montana. Montana. Again, that squad out of the Montana side, they will be taking on the host team of Medford, Oregon. So that's how it sizes up for, again, tomorrow. Right now, what we know so far, again, the Alaska squad, they will take on the loser of Lewiston, Idaho, and Portland, Oregon. That'll be at 9 a.m. Then the next game following that will be ours. Again, post 6 of opponent to be determined. Will it be Missoula or Medford? Again, we will know later on tonight. For Washington, they will take on the winner of the Idaho and Portland, Oregon contest. And for Honolulu, they get the late one. They are going to play after that game. They're going to play game number 4, at least coming up tomorrow. They will face the winner of Missoula or Medford. So that's where it sizes up for Hawaii. They get the late one tomorrow, and for us, we're midday. We're game 2 of the first doubleheader of action.
We will be back roughly around the same time tomorrow. First pitch should be around 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 12 noon here. Again, we will be on with our pregame show at around.
These are all estimates,
yeah. You know, we're going to say for the Mountain Time zone again. I know we're an hour difference here, pack time, but probably about 12:40 we'll be on the air. I do want to mention this too, and real quick, talking about the pitching today for the Sixers. Got to remember where we're at in our part of the world. Most of the mound surfaces that they've been pitching off, most of the mound surfaces, and again, doesn't make a hill of beans today. But what I'm saying is we've been pitching off that carpet. Today, you're throwing off the rubber as well as dirt. So I don't know if that's something that.
But I feel like if I'm head coach Brad Barker, I go, that's not an excuse. Again, a mound's a mound.
I know, but I'm just saying. I mean, the pitch.
Still throwing the same distance, the same height as anything else. So again, it's something. Again, for post 6, again, not to make excuses, but again, could it be the road lag, the travel, again, all the way from Cheyenne all the way out here? Again, who knows? Again, it could be a situation where again, I'm not sure if they traveled by bus or if they came here by plane. Obviously, Hawaii had to fly over here, but it is a situation, maybe it is that lengthy road trip, and again, we've seen that in basketball. You saw that with LCCC many times, where again, these lengthy trips, it affects those players on that bus. So again, it's something where, for post 6, you try to shake this one off, you come back tomorrow and realize that, hey, you got to play pretty much near perfect if you want to continue on through this thing and play on Sunday.
All right, well, we're going to wrap things up here at Harry David Field in Medford, Oregon. Thank you again to everybody here. That's been very, very cordial to us. We'll be back, around 12:40-ish tomorrow Mountain Time, and game time is slated for 1 o'clock with the Sixers. If we go by that 2.5-hour time frame, we should have game time around 1 o'clock. So, again, 12:40, our pregame show. And 1 o'clock game time. Man, all of a sudden now I get hoarse. So with that being said, Hawaii wins today, and they ran away with this one with 12-0 in 5 innings over the post 6 Sixers. Sixers were no-hitted here on day 1, but tomorrow, and that's the good news about these tournaments, it's double elimination. So we want to thank Christina back in Cheyenne for all she did. Thank you to my partner, Nick Proetti, everything that he did as far as taking care of all of the cameras and everything, color commentary. It was all.
It's like nice. I've done it before.
It's nice working with you again.
It's like as if I set this up for you.
Yeah, way back when.
About, 10 years ago?
When you were the first one to get it going in Cheyenne. Anyway, so that's going to wrap things up here. Again, thank you to all our fine sponsors. With that all being said, we return